What's going on, everybody? This is David Mitchell here, and welcome back to Fan of Train episode 90, and this is a Train Galore video. Yep, we got a Train Galore video, and I'm doing it not on Sunday, but on Saturday, because one, parents will be back home tomorrow, and I'm taking an opportunity to do it in the living room while I still have the chance, if y'all know what I mean. But yeah, this is the 16th Train Galore we done. Not bad. And we've been doing it for almost 2 years, actually. But let me go back. And the last one was over a month ago, actually. So we're perfectly right on time. So, yeah. Let's get started, if y'all know what I mean. We are going to start with this one first, because we always start with the big one. Also, if y'all seen the rail fanning video from yesterday morning, I finally caught my fur heritage unit of CXX. Finally caught it. And that, I'm not gonna lie, that I did not know until that afternoon it was coming by. It was the B&O, Baltimore, Ohio. Oh, that was a victory. That was a freaking victory. But yeah, but this one have the track plan for Texas Northern Club, which I have a friend to go there. It's pretty cool. Got them scale train stuff. Got the Outco's at the bottom. Technically got an Outco and a Bolden one. Bolden are in S-scale. But it would be cool. But there are some pretty interesting stuff in that magazine. And yet, normally 90 pages. Got the nice stuff for product we want with the Switzer. I like that in scale. And it being but if they had one in like a different car with no logo, that would be good. Because I can make a leaser unit. Digitrack stuff. For me, it's my bag that I carry my little camera in it behind the laptop. I can show y'all. Yep. Oops. There we go. But yeah, got them Scenics, Woodland Scenics. Got a one of the big boy. Is it better? Bigger is better. Bigger is better. But look, pretty cool. Now, I will bring it up real quick. I was not able to do North American Rail Fan Travel yesterday. If y'all have watched the video blog, we had to go to Plan B. And when I was talking in Voice of Autism yesterday morning for my birthday, for people who don't know, my birthday was yesterday. But for people who don't know, I was worried that I might have to go to Plan B. Ironically, I actually had to. But one of our friends, I'm not saying their name, had some problems. So, yeah. But we had to go to Plan B. We had to take the bus to go get the cake. Then luckily we were still able to hang out with Joe. We decided with him to instead to do a dinner. We took an Uber to Smoky Bones, which I like their food is good. And kind of find out that Smoky Bone and Hooters have the same price. So that was kind of ironic. Oof. So that I'm not going to lie about, but it did crazy. But them two places have the same price. They're not expensive, not cheap, but both of them are the same. But hopefully some other time I might be able to get them rail fanning if anybody not busy, if you know what I mean. They've been going out like hotcakes. I'm not going to lie. Heck, same with the in-scale variant. We got an in-scale variant of it, but I heard it been going out like hotcakes. Wow. Covered hoppers. Do they have to? Oh, nope. But they look cool, but you know, yeah, you can see them Martin are on my line. These type of covered hoppers are rare on my line. I'm not even kidding. Got some covered hoppers right there, which are in, yeah, HO, but got some other stuff right here. All right, that right there, funny, but pretty cool and cheeky. But all did HO, except for did what they got HO and N. So yeah, this is a pretty cool locomotive. It's pretty unique for what it is. Ooh, it popped my neck. We're walking up. Yeah. Oh, yep. Isn't that what it is? Pretty. Wow. Now, hopefully, if I do World Fan again this week, hopefully I got some rare stuff. And also, when we were heading out yesterday, a little salt on the road, we saw the foreign power again, but I forgot to catch it on video. So, that was salt in the wound from yesterday, though. Even though my birthday was not crap, it was still kind of rough. So, yeah. That I would like to forget. I'm going to FERP magazine like wildfire, if y'all know what I mean. Guy comes cool stuff right here from the model in the 1800s. But don't get me wrong, model in the 1800s is cool, but an early 1900, but I'm more of a modern era person. 1 minute. No one there. All right. Sorry about that. There's no one out there. Dogs are going off. Also, we now are getting to there with the talking about the Texas train layout with, oh boy, pretty cool with some of the cool stuff. You can do any era on the layout. But look at that track plan. That, I'm not going to lie, is pretty cool. Like, wowzer. 1 minute. Guys, please just quiet it down. There's no one out there. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that looked cool. I'm not gonna lie. That is out. We have pretty cool train layout. If I say so myself, we got multiple eras. You got so much stuff to do, but pretty cool. Also, You got this little neat thing. Oh, there, bright line. I will. No, what? I'm going to bring it in if y'all don't mind. But yeah, they also, for people who don't know, they brought a new heritage unit out yesterday on the day of my birthday. The Louisville and Nashville heritage unit. Technically, I mean, I might be right, but oh yeah, it was. But look at it, that's pretty cool. And here we go. You're coming in, bud. Hey, bud. You doing good? Oop. Up. Hey, Brightline. You there? Ooh. Ooh, I can hear your family talking in the background.
Yeah.
Hey, did you see the magazines I'm showing up on live stream?
Yeah, I saw it.
Dude. Oh, I'm in the middle of the page right now. Hey, did you see the photo of that new heritage unit that came out yesterday on my birthday?
What?
CXX did a new heritage unit on day on my birthday.
Okay, let me see that.
It's the Louisville and Nashville heritage unit.
The L&N.
Yep. On my birthday. What are the odds?
I knew that they're gonna pick that heritage unit.
Like you made the call. You said that was going to be the next one. You know. You exactly made the call, and you were right. And ironically, it came out on my birthday.
Yeah.
So that's ironic. But pretty cool.
I can see the Atlantic coastline to be painted, or the Penn Center.
One of them are going to be next. Because, let's be honest, both Norfolk Southern and CXX share a lot of railroads, you know? We need to think about because of Conrail. Am I right?
Right. Dude, the memes. A lot of memes have been popping up about the mugshot.
Oh, you already seen the mugshot, didn't you?
Yeah. Holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
It took the internet by storm.
I know. Ooh. Here, a little California train layout right here. Look. Not much. But
Alright, let's kick off this live stream with some CSX news.
right. What more news do you have about CXX?
Alright. Let's go down. I'm still using Bing. Let's go down to
You know, I sometimes do use Bing, but I don't use it that often because sometimes it's hard to find stuff on Bing, you know?
Yeah, true.
Same with Google. Like, there's stuff you can find on Google that you can't find on Bing. There's stuff on Bing you can't find on Google, you know?
Alright. I'm going to use some news. I want to mention some news that are actually out 22 from a week ago to 22 hours ago.
Ooh.
Which is the more recent. Okay, let's see here.
Look at it.
Let's start with the Louisville and National Heritage locomotive. It enters service on CSX just about yesterday, actually.
Yep, came out on my birthday. Can you believe that?
Yeah, true.
So technically my birthday locomotive. Look at all this. You know?
Okay,
it's literally my birthday locomotive. So technically that make me a Louisville and Nashville.
yeah.
Am I right?
Okay, for those who live in Hancock County, fire chiefs are concerned CSX railroad work could spark fire. I think they're going to use the alarm system, I believe. They're in Hancock County.
You know, it's being out there. You know, they're already, 9 out of the 12 mile of the, new line that they're building here in South Carolina, they nearly got the tree line and all that cleared out,
I see.
So they're already getting it done. So probably won't be done in less than a year and a half,
All right. Okay, CSX officials addressed idling trains problem in Hunter Hills.
Ooh.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's in Atlanta.
Oh, bright line. All right, let me bring that up. Over a year ago, we had a problem, and over a year ago, a train, being crewless, parked for weeks on in here in Ravenel. Like, there were one time we had a train parked here for over a week in this siding right by my house.
Nice. A crewless train?
Yep, no crew. Train was tied down for over a week here where I live.
So it was idling.
Yep.
My goodness.
And
I think CSX would actually solve that problem.
I know they did over a year ago go in that area,
Yeah, true. Well, at least it wasn't a crewless runaway train like the CSX Crazy 8.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That locomotive is legendary.
A lot of railroad museum wanted that locomotive, but they rebuilt it.
Yeah. I wonder which locomotive was that? Its current numbering.
It was ND40-2 back at the day.
Okay, I'm gonna go down to look at the CSX Crazy 8. It's called the CSX 8888 incident.
It's called the Crazy 8.
Yeah, Crazy 8.
Ooh.
You know the numbering of the CSX locomotive? Oh, it's now 4389.
And a rebuild,
Yeah, 4389. I'm trying to search this.
Oh, we got a little Eureka.
Oh boy, they got the former Crazy 8s.
It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, that was model railroad custom. But yeah. But
yeah,
I'm sorry, you can speak.
It's crazy to see the Crazy 8s. It's 4389, the locomotive number. Okay, let's get back to the CSX news. More official and unofficial heritage units debut on CSX. How many locomotives they painted so far? They started with the B&O.
They already painted about 5 to 6.
Yeah.
And their goal, they have over about 34, 35 that they're doing, is what I heard. So, they're going to have more heritage units than Norfolk Southern,
Yeah, speaking of Norfolk Southern, I've actually heard the commercials of Norfolk Southern. Norfolk Southern, what's your function?
Oh, bright light. You know the LP42s? You know the new locomotive? You know Amtrak new locomotive that they're testing out the long distance LP42?
ALC 42s, yeah, I've heard about
that. Well, one passed my house last night.
And which train was that?
PO89, the Palmetto.
First guess.
So, get what? That means I'm going to have to start catching some of the old gen locomotive before they go bye-bye.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, it's very sad to see those P42s exiting service.
I know. I did get home from my birthday dinner that night. We were not able to do rail fanning, but then I'll be on it about. But when I got home, I hear a train coming, and I knew it was Amtrak. Looked, and I seen it, and I recognized the second locomotive at one of the new LEP 42s. You know.
I see. I see.
A couple of my friends caught it.
My goodness. As soon as the ALC 42s take over the Amtrak roster, it's going to be the P42 era would be coming to an end.
Yep, meaning I'm going to have to start catching them before they start disappearing, you know?
Yeah, you got to take pictures of them, you know, the P42s in service, because those photos are valuable when they retire. You know, the locomotives.
Oh, that I could tell.
Yeah, you can actually post a photo of a P42, let's say a poster. Those would be sold off like NFTs.
I know. To be honest, NFTs are stupid, you know?
Yeah, true.
Here the photos right here. Look on the live stream. I'm actually showing on live stream. It was caught on PO 98, or not 98, but 89 to Palmetto.
Let me see that.
It on live stream.
I see it. I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was caught last night, and I spotted it on the line right by my house. To be honest, I did not caught it on video, but I have seen it. But knowing that we're going to be seeing that by probably the end of next year more often on this line, that mean, and I'm going to say that mean I'm going to need to start catching many P42s as I can, you know?
I see.
Because the P42, let's be honest, is an iconic locomotive.
All right, so let's go down to BNSF Railroad. See what news they got. Okay, we've got Senator Cramer. Rail companies issue status reports on grain car backlog. That was in North Dakota.
Yep, kind of figured that was going to come.
Yeah. Box truck fails to make clearance 9,7 inches at Racine BNSF Railroad Bridge. Shoot.
Ooh.
Oh, I know those railroad bridges are called can openers for some reason.
Yeah, you know there's one in North Carolina. And someone made a YouTube channel about it. You know, the one in North Carolina?
Yeah.
That, I'm not gonna lie. Those videos are crazy and funny as hell. Watching the truck and the complete idiot that's driving and getting a roof built right off. You know?
Yeah.
That's some of the...
called can openers for a reason. They open the roof right off.
Oh! I know. Oh, speaking of that bright line, you know scale trains? They brought out the GE AC44, you know? You know? In HO scale. The Jibos.
The AC44, what is that?
You know the Jibo, the big locomotives? You know the... Yeah, in HO. Being that, they got something of the CERT line. You know the DMU train in, California?
I see.
They actually made a HO model of it. So
I gotta figure out which model you're talking about. I gotta see that photo.
Oh, all right. Let me show you. Go on my live stream, and let me show you.
I'm already on your live stream right now. So.
All right. Look at the screen. You see this?
In a little second. Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
The GEAC 44,000.
Yep. Also, look right here. Look right here on the live stream.
Oh, the City Sprinter.
You know what? All right, I'm going to bring up. You remember when I talked about what would be good for Charlton? This is what I mean. Like, don't do a stupid rapid bus transit for fuck's sakes. Like, do that. Am I right?
Yeah, do some light rail.
And to be honest, we got the capacity for it. Connected up to the Amtrak station, and hell, you part of the Norfolk Southern and CXX lines, you know?
I know which line you're talking about. CSX is actually more. The CSX line is actually more viable, and the Norfolk Southern line.
The Norfolk Southern line is actually more viable here in Charlton because it's one that go right to downtown Somerville and go right to downtown Charleston.
Okay, makes sense.
And the only reason I say part of CXX is because the Amtrak station on CXX trackage, you know?
All right, let's get back to BNSF news. BNSF train engineers offered paid sick time and better schedules in new deal.
Ah, about time. About time, you know? But that's...
About time.
But to be honest, that have not put them back on my good side.
Yeah, true. STB denies BNSF request for stay of emergency service order.
Ooh.
Shoot.
We all know what that's from. Hurricane Hillary. Am I right?
Wow. Right.
Oh, it's being at Vel in here right now. It's doing the dishes.
Oh, I see.
But
BNSF donates hydrogen test locomotive to Oklahoma Museum.
oh yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
did with the old one, the one that was a failure.
That was the BNSF 1205.
Yeah. Oh, Brightline, you might want to turn the TV down in the background.
Oh no, it's the computer.
Oh, you might want to turn that down in the background, bud. Brightline Val asked you a question.
I know it's not train related, but what do you think about the new video that is, this train lover that mentioned Alan Fisher?
Oh, that was an old video from a year ago. Fixing your branch line.
Yeah.
You remember Pingy fan video on fixing your bright line where he talked about New Jersey Transit?
Nope. Fixing your Trent line?
Oh, yeah. I heard about that.
You remember when he was talking about the line to, Atlantic City?
I thought he was talking about the Lackawanna rail line.
I know, I'm talking about from a year ago. I'm talking about one from New Jersey Transit. Their branch line to Atlantic City?
NJ Transit?
No, I haven't heard about it yet.
Oh,
I haven't watched
it was a video over a year ago. And the thing is that he actually made a meme talking about, already got it up because he think, Alan Fisher are probably going to make a meme about him because of him saying what he said.
All right, we got some important news about a North Dakota bridge that's made from 1883.
Ooh.
Okay,
being that.
North Dakota Supreme Court to stop BNSF from tearing down the 1883 railroad bridge between Bismarck and Danville.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, what? That bridge is kind of old though.
What is historic?
Yeah.
So
I don't want to tear it down.
That BNSF for you, trying to tear down historic, stuff. Speaking of that they're now in Siemens SC44 Charger in scale. And a HO SP40 high hood.
Yeah, I see. Let's go down to, let's see some new news about Union Pacific. Union Pacific Railroad. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Union Pacific furloughs some shop and intermodal terminal workers as volume declines.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
Yeah. Union Pacific says 2 routes into Los Angeles Basin closed due to flooding.
Oh, yeah. Did you see the photos from that area?
Holy smokes, that looks like a mudslide.
It was a mudslide.
I know. Okay, most of the news is about Hillary.
I know. Like, Brightline, you remember last week I predicted there were going to be memes about it on live stream. Right after the live stream ended, well, bam, memes, you know?
Yeah. Hillary causes train derailments in Coachella Valley. Yikes. That's a bad luck for Union Pacific.
Oh, all right. I'm going to show some of the guy the meme. I'm not Republican or Democrat, so if there were one on Trump, I would have done it too. Oh.
Okay, so Union Pacific Company actually sold off 1,000 shares. That's pretty good.
That not good, you know?
Why?
That mean they're probably going to, you know, have a, you know, bankruptcy.
Oh, shoot.
Or, like, you know, when companies sell off their shares, it's to try to save their behind.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, let's go down. Last but not least, the living meme of railroads, Norfolk Southern. Now, you know why I call Norfolk Southern the meme of railroad?
Mm-hmm, because of the derailments they had.
No, not because of the derailments they have. It's because of bad train management.
That too. You know the sad thing is Norfolk Southern used to have good management back in the day. You know?
And it's not just East Palestine. It's about locomotives catching fire, more train derailments, etc., etc.
Oh wow, Brightline. You know Genesee and Wyoming? You know that massive railroad conglomerate?
No, I haven't.
You know Genesee and Wyoming, that big company that buy out railroads.
Oh yes, I've heard about the TNW. Yeah.
They're going to be turning 125 to next year.
Nice. It's actually one of the biggest railroad companies in the world, maybe.
Even though it's not a class 1, it's still pretty big.
I know.
Like,
All right, let's go down for some news. Let's go down for Norfolk Southern news. How Norfolk Southern is addressing blocked train crossings in Hammond, Indiana. I mean, that's the only recent news that I got. It's from Hammond, Indiana. The only news. Nothing going on. I think Norfolk Southern is pretty silent. Oh, there's another one. LGB Norfolk Southern Rescue Train now available. My goodness. Norfolk Southern settled safety violation claims months before East Palestine train derailment. Are you there?
I am. I'm still here. That's just crazy. I'm not going to lie. I'm Pinsy fan it online now, and I'm going to see if he wants to join the live stream in about an hour, you know?
All right. Okay. Last but not least, Norfolk Southern spent $1.9 million in Washington as, that was last week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, we got some news. We got some news going on here. Norfolk Southern settled safety violation claims months before East Palestine train derailment. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the actually settled the violation claims.
Moving back into college tomorrow.
What they did last week was
So that
not.
mean
I'm not a great fan of.
Ooh, Brightline will be started back at college tomorrow, so he gonna be super busy.
Penny fan?
Yep, Pensy fan will be busy tomorrow.
Speaking of college, I might be busy tomorrow too, but that's not gonna stop me from going onto live streams like this.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Pensy fan, look at the track plan in the magazine on the live stream. Do you see it?
Yeah. Let's see. Yikes.
That looked pretty good, you know?
Nice.
See, the only thing that I have a pet peeve with is that it should be more operational, you know, because I'm more of an operating guy when it comes to model railroading. You know?
I've heard of a guy that has the largest model railroad in the world.
Mm-hmm.
That is something impressive.
Funny thing.
You gotta buy some tri-rail units sometime.
Ooh.
Keeping it old school. Nice locomotive.
Mm-hmm. All right, there is a humongous track plan that I have on live stream right now that I'm showing off on the magazine.
Wow.
To be honest, on it, like, I love modern railroad, but for me, I like doing modern era, like short line freight for the modern era, because that's something I actually like to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it...
All right, let's go down to...
Sorry.
It is great. Let's go down to Amtrak and see what's going on right now.
All right, well, my Amtrak new and thing that I can confirm to you with the PL, you know, the new locomotive, they're taking that down to Georgia to, you know, teach the people how to operate the new locomotive.
Oh, nice.
So...
All right. Okay, let's start with the streak of Amtrak. Amtrak long-distance equipment shortage. Mechanical challenges continue. Yikes. Yeah, that sucks for Amtrak.
You know the Amtrak train with with that new locomotive I came by last night? Well, almost 2 hours late.
Oh, freight trains, typically.
No. Natty storms up northeast, you know?
Oh.
That would do it too, you know?
I didn't know that.
But, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Cheap deals. Train from Vancouver, British Columbia to Seattle and Portland. That's good.
Look at the old fat and train stuff right here on the live stream. Look at this. That old, ain't it?
It is old. I was like, that gives me Thomas vibes.
The era that did train layout is set in 1838.
Wow.
So super old, you know?
I see.
So,
Amtrak just rolled out its first ever electric bus.
oh, God. Enough with the buses, you know?
Amtrak is actually a rail system, possibly for shuttle systems that for people who don't have let's just say that they don't have a railroad station.
I am moving back into college tomorrow, so that may also affect my availability.
It's on the Northwest Cascades route, Pacific Northwest.
To be honest, now that we know that, you know, Texas Central have been officially saved, now that we know that with Amtrak, you know and I know that the airlines and the big oil companies are freaking out. When that line gets built, and I mean when that line from Texas, Fort Worth to Houston get built, A lot of short haul flights get, curb stomped into the ground, meaning go out. And also lost a lot of car dealerships, and a lot of insurance companies go out of business in that area. Just watch what's going to happen. You're going to want a lot of mechanics stop, a lot of dealerships, and a lot of, and I'm talking about a lot of car insurance companies going out of business. You know what I mean? So that's going to be pretty rough for them. But, they had to come into them for all the bullshit that they pulled, Am I right?
I know what you mean.
Like, thing is, we all knew it was eventually going to happen. But good news is, it's going to happen in my lifetime.
Nice. Let's go down to Canadian Pacific. I never actually looked up Canadian Pacific before.
Oh, Brightline. I got the magazine train meme of the month. By the yard? That little short thing from Model Railroader magazine?
I see.
They got the meme. The meme said, I saved over $200 at the train stop today. How? Was they closed? No. It's funny, Another store over,
Nice.
To be honest, if I ever, they'll love model trains since you don't get annoyed by it, but but anybody who say that they don't like me having model trains or stuff, if they were a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I would have dumped them,
I see. All right, Canadian Pacific suit for violating.
They'll hurt it.
All right, Canadian Pacific suit for violating headlines related to KC. Yikes. CPK. I think Canadian Pacific violated something there.
That crazy, I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it did crazy, you know what I mean? But let's be honest, they kind of screwed up,
Not true. CPKC offering Panama Canal Rail alternative via Lázaro Cárdenas into the U.S.
Oof! Oh boy, that gonna screw some companies head over heel,
Yeah, you see.
And it's something I'm gonna be brutally honest about, and you might agree with me. Everybody say, "Oh, shipping stuff by boat is efficient, much cleaner." No, it ain't. Trains are superior over plane and boats. No doubt about that.
Let's go down to Canadian National.
Canadian National?
Railroad. Use a railroad instead of railway. That's another new detail that I've learned.
Well, you got railroad and railways mean the same thing, They call them railways in the United Kingdom. Here in the U.S., we call them railroads.
Yeah. Union charges Canadian National has used company-issued tablets to track off-duty employees.
Oh, all right. That right there is too far,
Yeah, that is way too far.
I'm surprised that the government have not cracked down on them for doing that type of crap.
Yeah, that was just 2 days ago.
Because, Jesus. And this is not something I'm not going to lie about. That right there is crossing a line,
Yeah. Canadian National Railway faces short-term challenges but long-term growth intact.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Canadian National Railroad helped make a wish come true.
Let me be honest. Canadian National, we better pray that they do not go down being a set pass. You know? Good
luck with them.
Ugh. Because let's be honest, them two are homies. Like, you seen how much them two get along. Am I right?
Yeah. CN, UP, and GMXT create Mexico-US-Canada intermodal service.
You know the reason why they're doing that is because it's CPKC.
Yeah.
To be honest, they are not competing against each other. The only company that they're all competing against is KCCP, you know?
KC.
And the thing is that everybody don't realize that I don't understand how they don't count that as a duopoly, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. Am I right?
Yeah. CN preps for 2023 Western Canadian grain harvest.
Ooh. You know?
Oh, they're preparing.
I know. They're saying that it's probably going to be the best harvest yet.
That's gonna be great.
You want to know why they're saying it might be their best harvest yet? It's because climate is getting better for them to farm up there, you know?
AC.
So the farmland is actually getting more fertile up there. Same with, Russia. Let's be honest, even though Russia is bad, people don't realize that anywhere up near the Arctic Circle with global warming, and global warming is real, is that everything up there that normally would not be good for farming, it actually starting to get fertile. You know?
I see.
It's same with Alaska. Like, I have a friend in Alaska, and he said that they had a damn good farming season this year. He said that they normally don't get that long to farm, but this year it was completely different. You know? Like, it's crazy when you just think about it, you know?
All right. Let's go down with the memes. We're done with the news segment. Let's go with some Canadian national memes.
In the group Discord or between me and you?
Probably I'm just thinking about in the live stream.
Yeah, the live stream.
I'm gonna send you some CSX memes.
Mm-hmm.
Some CSX memes. Get a picture from a real CSX freight conductor. Share it to girls at your school.
All right.
You know what? Let's send this one.
Ooh. Waited on, but it's been crazy. I'm not going to lie, you know.
Right. I sent it to you.
I selling it right now. Get a photo from a real CSX freight conductor. Sarah in. Girl, that's your school. I'm not gonna lie, that's funny, you know?
Yeah.
But
this one's my favorite so far. The next one I'm gonna show you. So let's go.
Oh.
Look, it looks like these two railroads took merger seriously.
Oh, let me clean my laptop, Gene. There we go. There we go. It's a little hard to show it sometimes because the angle and stuff, and because I'm using laptop and tablet, But that's pretty funny, It looked like. Because them two were the two primary that, created CXX. And most people don't realize that. Am I right?
I'm pretty. You're right. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, waiting to start again? It's that classic meme. It's that classic locomotive again.
Oof. Oof. Oh, Gordon online. Let's invite him in. Let me call you back in the group chat. Okay. All right. All right. Gord should be. There, Gord. Hey, man.
Hey, sorry, I just got back from the gym.
Oh, are you back home in the States?
Oh yeah, I've been. Oh, I didn't see you. Did I see you have a picture of the last day in Germany?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think the A34 again.
Oh.
Yeah, I did.
Gord, yesterday was my birthday.
Oh yeah, I texted you happy birthday, right?
Yep. You're gonna laugh at it. You're gonna laugh at it. They made a heritage unit on my birthday.
Yeah, it looks terrible.
Like, I'm a Louisville and Nashville heritage unit then.
All right, I'm sending some memes. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again?
Oh God, you did the Crazy 8 meme.
Yeah.
That's funny. Like, at least this year make 20 years,
Yeah.
Because it happened in 2003, Like, if y'all remember, Crazy 8 happened in 2003.
If I randomly leave at some point, it's because of family stuff.
Do you ever?
Just if I randomly leave, I'm telling you now.
Mm-hmm. So, I understand.
I was gonna say something. I forgot to say. Oh, I got new model trains. I forgot to take pictures of.
All right. Hold on. Let me.
What?
I'm telling everybody the meme that not Pinsy fan, but Brightline to post it.
My AC-44 came from Scaled Trains, and I got a Vectron and 2 sets of intermodal cars in Germany.
Oh, nice. What? I'm not gonna lie. If I'm right, everything is cheaper there. Am I right, or more expensive?
I'd say same price.
All right, but
I paid Germany at least. Austria stuff was cheaper. Like I got a whole lunch for like $4 or something.
That's insane. People don't realize it, but everybody say go to a more developed country. Not trying to sound crazy, but literally go to a poorer country with the money you have. You'll be saving a.
Well, that's not always true. Like, well, yeah, but if you go to those countries, you're gonna make less. That's why the stuff's cheaper because income is lower on average.
Yeah, that's true. You're right, but I'm saying do it online, like American shop that pay you online. Like,
yeah.
I actually have a friend who, even though my wife is Filipino, I also have a friend who from the U.S. who moved to the Philippines who do an American job online, and he lived in the Philippines. He literally lived comfortable. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I knew I was tell you. I was looking on the train simulator thing, the TSW thing. The New York Trenton update's gonna come out with TSW4.
So yeah, that kind of figured it was going to happen that way. Am I right?
What happened?
I kind of figured it was going to happen that way. That they were going to do it for the new game.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping they'd do it earlier, but whatever. It's not too far from now. They said August though, so they kind of lied about that. But
I know.
I I prefer them take time and make the update actually like really good instead of like rushing it. Like they rush the route to begin with.
I know. But can you believe they're actually going to be adding a route builder? Can you believe that?
That's cool.
What?
I wonder if they're gonna add a train builder too, or maybe they're like against that. Like they're I can't talk. They want you to like buy the trains.
Like let's be honest. They're probably going to be against you building your own locomotive, but not painting your own locomotive so you can motive, you know?
Yeah. Well, they're the livery creators. Actually, I don't see why not.
So they're probably going to do that, but not give you, you know, like where you could build your own locomotive type.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they've had that since TSW2. We could design their locomotive. Mine doesn't work any livery I downloaded. Like it won't download. It's strange.
Ooh, might be a glitch.
It is a glitch. I've had it since TSW2, and it like the glitch ported over to TSW3.
Ooh, that might be just beer bug glitch then, you know?
Yeah.
But literally, I cannot believe they actually did a heritage unit on my birthday. Ain't that something, you know?
I see.
But also, I want to bring up something else. Is that the day before my birthday, I caught the B&O heritage unit.
Nice.
That was unlucky. And then the second train after that had foreign power. So, 2 different trains with something rare and unique, you know? Can't ask for a better train. Like, y'all know.
Sorry.
What were you about to say, Gord?
I saw a heritage unit when I was in Germany. It was painted like the locomotives that were used to be painted back in like the 80s.
Oh, nice.
You got some new memes.
Ooh, let's see them.
Link it in Facebook, Instagram, and Tinder. Not Tinder. Tender.
Hold up, let me see.
Yeah. You're like, it a meme.
Yeah, it is a meme.
Like, don't get me wrong. A bunch of people in the Rail Fandom community put their stuff either on Facebook or on Instagram, you know?
I see.
So, yeah. LinkedIn and not so much, you know? Or you got the Rail Fan Photography the website, you know?
I see. Go down to Norfolk Southern memes. Because some rail fans like to do some jokes about Norfolk Southern.
You know, there's some on Alaska Railroad, you know?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like type in Alaska Railroad memes.
Alright, I'm gonna do that later.
Did it for the live stream too, bud.
Okay.
Yes?
I'm like 99% sure I know what one of the upcoming German routes are.
What do you think the next German route going to be?
I think it's going to be the Munich-Nuremberg Express because that's a unique train. It uses like a unique like locomotive and coach set, and they could port over other like ICEs and stuff.
You might be right. Oh, by the way,
sorry.
By the way, look at the meme in chat. Look at the meme. It's funny.
The interesting with that route, which is why I think they'll like it. Half the route is like traditional like track, and plus there's an S-bomb. Like on the side, there's like a third, the fourth track that's S-bomb, and then that section's like traditional like 100 to 125 miles an hour, and then the second half is 300 kilometers an hour. Just the fact that they go in Germany.
I'm not gonna lie, that now that he said it, kind of is cool, actually, you know?
Yeah, I went on it, so that's cool. Plus, they already like modeled Munich train station, so it won't be like they could just add that chunk to it.
or they could do a straight up expansion.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They could do an expansion of the Munich Ultrasport route.
Let's be honest. If they do expansions instead of new routes, if the new route is going to have same part as the route that are already in there, then it kind of dumb. Like if the new route is going to have the same stuff a little bit, then do it as an expansion of that route.
Yeah, there's two examples of that in the game. There's both Dresden routes, which they could make into one route because both of them are not very long. They're slow. And then the other is the Kassel-Wurzburg route, which came out with TSW3, and then the oldest German route in the game. They like intersect each other, sort of.
Let's not forget the a Sella route, like the North Equal.
Well, the problem with that though is there's a huge space between each segment that's in TSW, like a 2.5 hour separation between the two parts of it. So that isn't like great. But I'm talking routes that literally like they converge on each other or even share like some of the same trackage.
That even the Long Island route, like let's not forget the Long Island route.
They could add that to they can merge it. I don't think they've ever merged a route before. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that they can merge that too on top of what I was talking about.
They've
ever merged a route, which is strange.
Let's be honest, and what I'm going to be honest about is that what I think is going to happen once they bring their route builder in is that I'm thinking some people are going to try to merge some of the routes that they think should be merged.
I think Dovetail should have just done that to begin with because it would streamline things too.
Yeah, plus it would have made them up more respectable to the railroading community because let's be honest, a lot of people are still pissed at them.
Yeah.
Like
before they improve things, they update the old routes and yeah.
Now, with the old route and stuff, I hope that they keep the snow effect that they had on Cajon Pass. Because let's be honest, that snow effect on the Cajon Pass where the snow actually build up?
That's on all TSW3 routes, I'm pretty sure.
I know, let's be honest, watching that snow build up on the rails and stuff, watching it did awesome. Here at Jane, in Train Sim World 4, I hope they improve on that and make it where the snow do build up and cover the tracks, and then when the train go by, the train will remove the snow from the tracks.
Well, yeah, they're keeping all the features from TSW3. They're just adding even more features, which is why I was like, wait, TSW4 is actually good. I'm glad they came out with it because of all the new features.
Because let's be honest, I did kind of realize it with Train Sim World 3. Some of the stuff that they would be able to have, they won't be able to add it to Train Sim World 3. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I'm assuming they're going to stop all support of TSW2, and they'll still do some with TSW3. I pre-ordered TSW4, so...
Now, one line, and I'm just going to say it again, the Oakville sub, I hope they do some justice for the Oakville sub.
I think they're doing it for Caltrain and Oakville. Metrolink is supposed to get an MP36 DLC. I'm not sure if that's just going to be included with the Caltrain one, or they're going to be assholes and charge it for a new DLC, which I'll find very dumb.
More than likely, they're probably going to take the asshole route because.
Yeah, probably.
Let's not forget that what they did with the SW or the MP15. You remember?
No.
But let's be honest.
No, it was an SW1 from the original game. I bought that DLC because of Keystone Cap Car, and then they just gave it out for free with the new game.
I know.
For free with the wrap. But yeah, I bought that DLC in TSW1.
Don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff is cool, but, hopefully that they bring some of the trains and stuff from, the first game into the new one, Now, there's one thing I hope they do with, the Clinchfield Railroad, being that train get hard? Or no, that's just some dude revving their car. But let me be honest. This is what I'll be honest. Is that we need to focus on, like when it comes to the game, adding variety, and stop trying to do cookie cutter bull crap. Because let's be honest, how long can Dubsdale keep on doing the same cookie cutter routes until people get tired?
Yeah, so, I mean, all the routes they've chosen to do, I think are fairly, unique, I would say, or at least they're unique to the game. Like, very few routes are similar to the other route.
I know, and here saying they mostly focus on big railroad, like, would it be easy enough?
Yeah, everyone knows those railroads, that's why they do it. Like if you think of German railway, obviously you're gonna think of Deutsche Bahn. You're not gonna think of or something.
There are a ton of short line and regional that are known about too,
Yeah, but why am I sorry? They're just not going to be as popular as the mainline route. I know some people want them, but they're just simply not going to be as popular.
Well, I know there are a lot out there. Like I remember the Clinfield was a very popular route. Like, let's not forget about that.
Yeah, they added that to TSW. I'm not a fan of it personally. Well, I haven't played it really. I only played it once.
And
since I'm actually here, I might as well get some memes running.
Oh yeah.
We got some Norfolk Southern memes. Norfolk Southern got real.
Oh yeah, I already sold that one. I just sold that one, Brightline.
All right, let's go to Alaska Railroad.
You want to talk about High Speed Rail? Did we talk about that last stream? I think we did.
Yeah, about Texas Central.
Yeah. Oh, do you see RM Transit's video on California?
Oh, not yet.
I personally think he had a dumb take on it because he was basically saying, don't serve all the smaller cities in the Central Valley, just serve LA and Los Angeles, and then make branch lines off the high-speed line to them, which I think is totally stupid and would cost more money in the long term.
Agree. I'm not trying to hate on RA Transit, but that was a dumb.
I love his videos. They're very high quality. They're well put together, but I think his take on that was kind of stupid. And but Central Valley is a high population area, and I feel like those people would be more inclined to take the train.
Plus, let's not forget about that. They were the one who voted for it. Am I right?
Yeah, they voted to have it run through their counties. They should get service directly, and not have to drive to a station, an hour away to just take the train. At that point, just drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought his take on that was a little dumb.
I know, but I'm going to bring it up. Moment that Alan Fitter do a video on Brightline. I'm going to bring it up at that Penzi fan is going to do a video in return. So I'm already calling it.
Does Alan Fisher not like Brightline because it's not government?
Yes, he does not like it because of that.
Listen, Amtrak is actually a government entity that does, and Brightline could do better than Amtrak.
Yeah, because it doesn't have to do with politics. I don't understand his deal with it being government based. I feel like it shouldn't be government based. It should be companies railways were the best back when they were publicly traded companies.
And then when you let the government run everything, let's be on it, that ran it to the ground. All right, all right.
And that ended up the federal government acquiring passenger services from these railroads.
Mm-hmm. That right.
I'm driving a German intercity train I took in Germany in TSW, except not on the route because the route's not in the game.
All right, we got some more memes. Trailers on trailers on trailers on trailers.
I haven't seen. Oh yeah, that a funny one. I actually stumbled on that meme before. The trailer on trailer meme. That like, all right, I'm going to bring it up. That like the human centipede in trailer form, you know? So yeah.
That's actually a centipede on a rail car. Well, not a rail car, it's now on a flat thing.
I know.
Okay, now let's get to important stuff. Amtrak. I've heard of Banks Rail.
I've been watching him too. I think his videos are pretty good. They're funny.
Yeah, but except that he mentioned Amtrak as a private real estate company, which is not. It's actually a government entity.
Okay, well, I see his point on that. They were trying. So you know Sunnyside Yard in New York?
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to cover it up with concrete and then like sell real estate on it to turn a profit.
To be honest, that was stupid, you know?
Well, that's stupid. It's smart on their part to make money, but it's a government entity. They should like. I don't know, but yeah, no, it kind of made sense what he said.
Because
I thought it was funny when he made the European high speed thing, and he brought the Bright Line and the Amtrak like burst into it, and the British people were getting mad that they kept coming.
to be honest, this is what I'd be honest about. Building apartment over something that you've been a rail plate is never smart because I've seen how that happens here in Charleston. It's never good. You know? Like the area where the Union Station is built on that was torn down back in the 1970s after it was burned down on purpose. And I always talked about this, that Charlton would have been better if we had a commuter rail system. Point blank, period. Hell, like people around here complain about the traffic, but if they knew what we had back then, they would have been pissed off, you know? Like, this one thing that the Gen X and Boomers screwed up for our generation.
Try to keep yawning. I'm really tired.
Right.
I could finally sleep in. Because when I came back, I had like really bad jet lag. Like I've been waking up at like 6 a.m. without like an alarm.
Oof.
Like 6 a.m. here in Newton, Germany.
Oh. I know, and
I had such a good time.
Like, and here, funny thing, reason why people go overseas and have vacated in other countries that are not U.S. based is that they need to look at how our infrastructure is goddamn built.
Yeah.
Like,
the real reason, I mean, most Americans actually don't travel. The real reason why movies are.
Yeah, I went over there and my friends are asking me I was originally going to go to Berlin and I did, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that drive must have been real long, right?" And I was like, "No, I took the train. I was there in like 2 hours, like 3. Like it would have been like a 6-hour drive."
I was actually watching a video about Drew Journal explaining to me why Americans are so dumb at geography. I'm like,
"Oh yeah, that's pretty bad." I'm in like AP history class, like social studies, and like it includes geography, and like most people can't point out most countries on a map.
Ooh.
I mean, true. I can actually point Mexico on a map. I know where that is.
Like,
but most Americans don't know where it is.
I have to agree with Gord because I have to agree with both of y'all, but because even though I'm American, I'm pretty good at geography. Like, I'm good at it. Because the years of me on Google Maps, like I was addicted to Google Maps back in middle school and high school. Like, you guys might find it funny, but back when I went in middle and high school, I used to go on Google Maps 24/7 looking up places across the U.S., across Europe, everywhere. Mm-hmm. But 1 minute, guys. Be right back. Keep it on.
The reason why Americans have never heard of a high-speed rail system is most of us don't actually travel outside the states before.
I have a friend in Texas that didn't even know like passenger trains exist. He thought it was just like freight trains.
Oh my!
That is so relatable to me when I was growing up.
Like,
So relatable.
thing is, I knew passenger train existed. Like, I always knew they existed, but back before I started high school, everybody always told me it was the airplanes and the car that killed off the passenger rail in the U.S. But when I got older, I started realizing, something fishy. Why is there still a good amount of commuter rail system across the U.S.? Why do we have long-distance trains still if airline and car would have killed it off back in the 50s and 60s? And then...
Well, to be fair, long-distance trains on paper don't make sense at all. They're just more for, like, tourism.
But here, Jane...
I like them, though. I love going on long-distance train trips, but they really don't make sense.
At least Amtrak, at least America has some sort of train service.
Yeah, most countries don't have any train service at all.
I mean, in the Dominican Republic, there is no train services. Only a metro system.
To be fair, it's an island.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there was actually a train system here in the Dominican Republic, but they're not a national rail line. It's like the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Mostly it's just sugarcane railroads they have there in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
That would...
but to be honest, I think we can still build a nationalized rail network.
We just really, we don't even really need high-speed rail that much. We just need inner-city rail that can do highway speeds, so that way people just have the option to take the train. They can't do it.
I know.
Exactly.
But here, Gene, in some area, high-speed rail actually makes sense, like from Houston to Texas.
Totally. The corridors they're building now make sense, but even like mid-sized cities, just inner-city rail would help so much.
I know, like mid-sized cities that I understand for inner-city trains, but for bigger city, high-speed rail is the way to go. But here, Gene, the airline, they know that, and they're pissed scared of, because let's be honest, if you have an inner-city train or a high-speed rail that is actually faster than a plane in time and take less hours to get there, you know the airline's going to try to fight tooth and nail to, stop that from happening. Because let's be honest.
The only flight that makes sense in the U.S. is from the U.S. mainland to Hawaii. The only domestic flight that makes sense.
Yeah, or Alaska. Them two are the only one that makes sense.
No, I'd say like if like coast to coast makes sense. Like if I wouldn't like I would love. Okay, well I'm gonna stop starting. I love taking the train across the country, but it takes like 4 days. I would much rather fly. Like if I'm on like a business trip or something, I'd much rather fly from New York to like Los Angeles or New York to like Seattle or something than take the train.
That is a good thing too. But when it comes to like Charleston to Columbia, Charleston to Charlotte, or like Miami to Orlando,
yeah, like 1 or 2 states over, like as long as it's not like Texas, like 2 other big states or something like over, and just like New York City to like Providence, Rhode Island, just completely makes sense by rail and not to fly.
Mm-hmm. Also, I got them good news. They're actually now starting to plan the route for high-speed rail from Atlanta to Charlotte.
That's cool.
So
I wish we could like use older alignments better. I wish the freight railroads weren't so hostile about that, because that can help us a lot with just inner city rail. Because like most rail lines, if you upgraded them, they could easily handle 125 miles an hour.
yeah, and then you have then you have lines like here, Jane. I always talk about the old line that was torn up and was gone by 1982. That line is called the old Charleston Savannah sub. That line was so fucking straight. If you had upgraded the track to concrete tie, made it where it did not have to deal with any railroad crossing, this thing would have been 100 to 60 to 180, maybe even 200 mile per hour, if they kept it around and decided to turn it into a high-speed rail line from Charleston to Savannah. And thing is that we had
even the alignment now is pretty damn straight. Like besides what I can't pronounce that town. Like most of that route could easily be like 125 miles an hour conventional rail.
I know.
I've just actually heard some news about the Lackawanna
Cut off.
Yeah, they're doing some work around there.
I saw Brightline wanted to use that, which I thought was a little stupid, but I won't judge.
To be honest, the Lackawanna cutoff would actually be pretty good because it's actually a straight route. When you look at it, it's actually pretty good.
It's pretty good if you can actually electrify. I think Demtrick is going to fund that project pretty soon. Not gonna lie.
And here, Gene, you guys might think I'm crazy, but the bridge is still in pretty much very well maintained. Like, don't get me wrong, that bridge is pretty old, but that thing is goddamn maintained. So all they have to do is to clean up the damage, like repaint the scuff and all that, and put the dowels and tracks down, and that bridge would be good as new, you know?
Yeah, right. And speaking of which, they could actually electrify it and put some Excella, the Avelia Liberties running on that line.
Oof.
Which line?
The Lackawanna cutoff. I think that could actually work.
Where did I forgot where that goes from too?
Okay, let's.
Where does the Lackawanna cutoff go from to?
I can't remember. All right, Brightline, check it up because I completely forgot. Ugh.
Oh, I wanted to say something. Wait, so you said Charleston to Savannah high-speed line?
Yeah, this line was so fucking straight, it would have been pretty good. Plus, there was some stuff on the line that would test it that were ahead of the time that are now being used, you know?
I'm looking at the route now. That's pretty damn straight. But maybe besides that, there's one curve like right in the middle. The town looks. It's a Yamasi. Is that how you pronounce it?
Mm-hmm.
Besides the turn there, that route is pretty damn straight. That could easily be 135 mile an hour, like rail jet style trains. Like they get order from Siemens that are like just. They electrify that line.
Like, and the line is gone now. Like, that line is gone. Like, are you looking at the abandoned line map?
No, I'm looking at the route Amtrak uses. It's pretty damn straight. I mean, obviously most of it's 79 miles an hour, but it is a really straight track.
I know, but they're actually aligned at even straighter. If you go to the abandoned rail line map, they're aligned that a lot closer to the coast. That way straighter. And I mean super straight. And
I'm looking on rail maps, which I have the filter that shows abandoned rail lines. Ooh, I think I found it. Oh my God, right. That is a just straight line. There's no turns.
Okay.
There's a few turns once you get a little bit closer to Savannah.
Okay, I'm going down to Road Guide right now.
but am I right, Gord? Am I right?
That is great.
Was I serious?
That is insane.
I know, and that could have been used for.
The later section of it would need a little bit of modification, but the beginning part is just straight.
In here, funny thing, that line actually, that line had gone and abandoned. And here, team, that line actually terminated in downtown Charleston at the Union Station. It could have been high-speed rail, and it terminated at a Union Station down in Savannah. That could have been high-speed rail right there. Could have been. You know,
I gotta say, back in the 1950s, they think that railroads are so obsolete.
and the Japanese, they changed that point of view, you know? The Japanese changed that point of view in the 1960s. You know? And it pisses me off knowing that we had a line here in South Carolina that could have been used for a fucking high-speed rail. It pisses me off in no meat that we actually had a super-ass straight line that terminated in downtown Charlotte and Savannah at both Union Station that could have been high-speed rail. Worse yet, they're a town that could have been connected by commuter rail and, like rural commuter system to the line, you know?
If you look really closely on Google Maps, you can see where the right-of-way was.
Yeah, I know. Funny thing is, I actually seen the old buildings to the old right-of-way when I used to live on John's Island. I used to see the old packing sheds where they used to drop off box cartons up until 1982. That place...
Yeah, you could, okay, well, now the right-of-way is taken up by, a lot of houses and stuff, but yeah, if you look closely at that right-of-way, you could see it.
I know, and Jane, most of the houses in that suburban development right there in West Ashley are run down already. Most of them are already run down and are already ghetto. You know?
Actually, the SAL Seaboard Airline route between Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina.
Yep. The original reason they built that line was because of plantations and, because of tobacco. That was the original purpose of that line.
I see.
Oh, it's a trail now?
Half of it is trail. The other half is, destroyed by, suburban development with the wasteland. They are trying to turn one area. They're trying to bring one part of the line back to life. Oh, God. My wife is freaking out. Danny Hamlin probably won. My wife is wanting NASCAR right now.
That's cool. I didn't know that existed. Yeah, for a long segment there, that it is just straight as a...
The motherfucker. Being that, Amtrak is coming. I can hear his horn. But let me be honest. Oops. Come on, go, before he get past. But let me be honest. We lost so much stuff. It kind of sad, Oh, wait. Oh, that's the train with the Heritage Unit getting ready to go by. That's the one with the Baltimore and Ohio Heritage Unit. Yep, there it is. There it is. Like it going by right there, But let me be honest. We lost, and I mean we lost a straight as fuck line that could have been used for high-speed rail. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Are they planning a high-speed rail line between Charleston and Savannah? Is that the planning stages?
Nope. They're not even doing that.
Was that Amtrak's Connect Us for more service?
Nope, not even more service.
Sucks. That's a pretty good order right there.
The problem is that we lost our Union Station back in the 1970s. I'm not even joking. We lost that in the 1970s. You know what I mean? It did disgusting when you realize what we lost. You know what I mean? Good God. We could have had a high-speed train from Savannah to Charleston. Oop, here comes the DPU. And there it is. I should have been at the depot tonight catching that, but it's too dark. I knew it was going to come in after nightfall, so I just said screw it, But more than likely I'm going to catch it when they come back on because it's the DPU. It's going to be leading probably M491, So I'm going to catch it on its way back anyway. But let's be honest. We lost so much fucking rail in the country. It's disgusting. And you know what fucked up? China have more rail than the U.S. now.
I don't think they do.
What? If you've seen how fast they've been building their rail system up, it kind of just saying how much we lost, man. It's just sad, you know? Like, good God. It pissing me off to no end, no meat. And speaking of that train that just went by, that one with the Louisville and Nashville Heritage Unit on it.
Cool.
So, y'all saw it live, but we also got Amtrak coming through in a few minutes because it's on track 2, meaning we have a meetup. You know? But let me be honest. We literally clustered fucked ourselves. No joke about it. And the thing is that we could have had intercity train, high-speed train. We could have had, S-Bahn train systems. But no, we wanted to go with the drug of the car. The car crack, if you know what I mean. Heck, y'all know what I mean? All right.
Nice background.
Mm-hmm. Hold it. Oh, I like that. That bright line, I like that as your background, you know?
Yeah, it's actually a Google Chrome background.
Oh, it's stock. You didn't make it yourself?
Yeah, I did. I actually sorted out the colors too. Match the photo.
Ooh, that nice, you know?
Yeah, you see the tab? That's actually bright line yellow.
That is nice. I know that probably took a while to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Brightline, do you play Roblox?
I used to.
I see it right there.
I know.
Dude, I am thinking about getting back into Roblox just for the train crap, you know?
I see.
The Empire. I got early release access to the Empire Corridor game.
Ooh. Oh, that nice.
Nice, that's pretty cool.
I think it's out to the public now. I'm not sure.
Like, I forgot. I know it's a train game, but I know it's not a simulator. Am I right?
What, the north? Not. Wait, did I say Northeast Corridor?
I'm talking about the game you just said.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Did I say Northeast Corridor?
No, you said Empire.
Yeah. That's the one right near me. No, it is a simulator.
Oh, what the name of the game?
Empire Corridor Train Simulator. It's the same people who made the Northeast Corridor one.
Ooh. Oh, that's it.
I like both games. They're both very good games. But you need like a good computer to run it because the Northeast Corridor one because it's a really big game. The Empire Corridor one you could probably just run fine now, but at some point you're going to need a better computer. Phone, whatever.
You're talking about the routes for Train Sim World.
No, on Roblox.
Oh.
No, you don't understand how happy I would be if the Empire Corridor was on Train Sim World. I would be so happy.
We
Dude.
have the South Florida corridor too.
Oh,
yeah, that one's similar. Same with the Metro one.
Oh, you know Sunrail is getting an expansion.
Yeah, I saw the Roman Rofan videos.
You know, the guy is so famous, he actually getting sponsors. Can you believe that?
He got sponsored by Herzog. I thought that was hilarious.
Like, literally, you know you made it when people are wanting to sponsor you, you know?
Yeah, I've been watching him since his first Brightline videos were coming out.
Well, even Brightline is sponsoring him. Like, literally, Brightline is literally letting him go on their properties.
But yeah, they literally had him at their press release or whatever at the new station. Wait, they're supposed to start service in 4 days?
September 1st. Ooh. You know the tickets gone on sale yesterday. On my birthday, you know? Ain't that something?
You should have bought one for your birthday. That could have been a perfect fit.
Thing is that I would not have been able to use it, you know?
Yeah.
So there would have been no reason to buy it. Inside, it would have been digital too, you know? But
did I tell you guys how the class system worked on all the high-speed trains there?
no.
In Europe?
Tell
I
us.
did not. Okay, so the SBB train I took, I told you about that. That was the first day there. We had a call. So OBB, business class is nicer than first class. I don't know why every other train airplane in the world is the first class is the nicest. Their business class is nicer than first class.
Oof.
It's very nice. I highly recommend it. That was a really nice train to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I accidentally got business class on the way there because it's not an option on the Deutschbahn app. So, but all our trains got all messed up, so we got business class for like free.
Oh,
So that was really.
you know, if something like that happened on Amtrak here, they would just put you back in, you know, normal class
Economy.
instead of business class. You know,
like Acella's only redeeming quality compared to other high-speed trains is like the service. You get food at your like table and everything. OBB Railjet puts the Acella to shame.
I know. Now, Brightline is going to be the game changer because let's be honest, they got a business class. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think you understand how nice Railjet was. Like, it was so nice.
Mm-hmm. Like, let's be
and then the ICE was pretty standard.
like, to be honest, the ICE is still a good train. You know.
The train operation is some of the best in the world, but the train like interior isn't anything that special, which is fine. I mean, the Railjet's top speed's like 143 miles an hour because it's technically hauled by an ACS 64. But yeah, the oh my god, I can't. The ICE service itself was a bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I said OBB was a bit nicer, right? I'm sorry, I'm playing War Thunder.
War Thunder.
I play this game too much.
Dude, I need to get into War Thunder.
Oh shit. Oh. It's a very grindy game. Oh my god, I actually got him. That was like the most insane like War Thunder kill I've ever gotten.
What?
Like longest I guess.
Are you playing with tank or plane?
Oh, I love playing planes. That tanks make me so mad because in air battles, Russian bias isn't like that crazy. In ground battle, like Russian tanks are so, like insanely unbalanced.
Let me get you can destroy a Russian tank in a heartbeat.
No, opposite. They destroy you in a heartbeat, no problem. You could barely do anything to them. Why?
Probably to make up for the little oof up of how bad Russian tanks are in real life.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, and then all the Russian players get angered.
Right now.
Oh, Brightline is doing a tri-rail in Roadblocks.
I like that one. That's another good one in Roblox.
Yeah, that's the game from Railway Engineering.
Oh, I got hit. I'm down. I got a bombing rundown and 2 kills. That's pretty good.
You know, one thing I always want to do, because I'm pretty good with tanks, you know? Like,
beginner tier tanks in this game is fun. Top tier tanks is just overly stressful.
Let me get, because they're easy to, you know, to keep on moving. They don't agent a talent, or do they?
What do you mean?
Like, I'm talking about the tanks, like the, you know, top tier one. They probably have a talent challenge to them. Am I right?
Not really. Well, airplanes are interesting because a lot of people still like to play like older World War II stuff. Well, I mean, I guess same for tanks, but like everyone, like ground top tier is just like annoying. Like they take the game way too seriously. Air battles, that's more balanced.
Mm-hmm. You know, Jane, if me and my brother ever play War Thunder, I would probably, play the M1 Abrams if he ever play Russian, because I'm going to just shoot him up, Jane. In Mother Russia, take sake like a bitch. You know?
Wait, you said he plays Russian?
No, if he play in a Russian tank.
Oh. The teams are strange, because everyone in air battle likes to play America, and everyone in ground battle likes to play Russia. Air battle, I completed the entire Israel tree, so I'm playing Britain now, because Israel has all the same stuff as the U.S. besides a few like planes, and then Britain has a bunch of different stuff besides like a select few. So that's why I chose Britain.
All right, I want to ask, what country do you think they're going to add next to War Thunder?
I would say either India and like maybe like a Pakistani subtree, or like Brazil. Brazil will be another interesting one, or no, honestly, I'd say the next one's probably India. India has a pretty big air force, and then I would say a Pakistani like subtree, like China has a Taiwan subtree,
and
so like there's four China like columns, and then there's like one or two Taiwan columns.
All right,
but it's the same tree.
Don't hate me, but I do recognize Taiwan as a country.
No, I do too. I don't care. I guess Gadget doesn't because it's a Russian company, and obviously Russia and China are like best buddies.
No.
Oh yeah, that like Genji. I'm going to bring it up about Genji that they had to fled Russia because they are dead against the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
So to be honest, on a Genji, like I feel bad for the guys because like their country is completely going to dog shit and turn it into a bad place. And I know for
sorry, did you see I forgot what the YouTube channel is called. They made a video about the state of the Russian high-speed rail system because, as you know, they bought German high-speed trains and now they don't have any parts. Did you see that video?
Oh, not yet, but I heard that the high-speed rail in Russia are not doing so good right now.
Well, yeah, they don't have any parts. I think to my base.
To be honest, I think we're about to see the first country to lose its high-speed rail because of their stupidity, and that would be Russia.
I think a missile just missed me by an inch.
Oof.
You took my bomber, you ass. Oh, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's good. There's missiles coming out of the sky. I don't know where from. It's not good. He ducked. I'm getting locked.
They're bringing the F-14 in, or not?
They've had it in.
Or not the F-14.
I think they're adding it as a premium. You mean the F-15?
Yeah, I'm talking about one of the most recent modern jets.
Yeah, they're planning on bringing the F-15 in and a Russian jet. I think this top.
All right. What were you about to say, bud?
Oh, sorry. I shot down an F-16 with a Vietnam War era plane. I was saying they're bringing the F-15 in, a Russian plane, and I'm pretty sure the Saab J-39. Mm-hmm. I shot down an F-16 with the F-4. That's decently impressive. Okay, I just shot. I think I'm about to hit this F-4S. Is there another F-16 question mark?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, like now, have anybody?
You asshole. Sorry.
All right, like what? I'll be on it. Let them go be on it about what, and I'm going to bring it up. What ships do you think are good in War Thunder?
I don't play ships. I cannot give you an honest answer.
Oh, because...
Oh, but the hamster's dying.
Oof. Because I know ships are pretty fun to play in War Thunder,
The server hamster is having a seizure.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know what that means. I know.
When the servers start going like insane in War Thunder, they say the server hamster's dying because they like to make jokes that, oh my god, my game is not even functioning right now. They like to say the Gaijin servers are run by a hamster on a wheel.
I know what you mean. All right. For people who don't know, I used to play Warship. I'm at World of Warship on mobile. And speaking of that, guess who did pass? PO 98. Or not 98, 89.
Oh, I got first place.
Ooh, nice. PO9, I'm at 89, just passed me, meaning it was a meetup. That means he wasn't decided.
Nice.
So that's 2 trains that went by on live stream, you know? Well, on live stream. But let's be honest, I'm going to bring it up, and people might think I'm crazy for this, but one of my most favorite games, and y'all get to agree with me on it, is Battlefield 1.
That's a fun game.
Oh my god, the planes, like, I used to play with the planes and snipers. Like, let me be honest. Getting a one-shot kill with the sniper rifles, or like this, with the scout class, with sniper rifle in that game, it's so damn fucking satisfying. It's the best. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the airplanes. Like, every time I get the bomber or attack plane, I just, start screwing people down on the ground, saying,
Do you know the armored train?
oh my god, yes. Every time that pop...
Me and my friend took it down with 2, I'm not sure what they're like, we took it down with anti-aircraft guns.
Wow.
There was 2 anti-aircraft guns, like, a little, like, off to the side of the armored train, so me and my friend, like, just were shooting it for, like, 15 minutes straight, and it finally blew up.
Oh, they only bring the armored train in when the team is losing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Funny thing is, it did happen back when I used to play Battlefield 1 back in the day before I started YouTube. I literally got the armored train, and I literally brought our team to victory with it.
I was playing with 2 of my friends one time, and we were in a tank, because I used to play World Tanks all the time, so I'm like, and at the time, I used to only play tanks on War Thunder, and now I only play airplanes. So I was like a decently good tank operator. So our team was like losing by like 2/3, and I was like, all right, get in the tank. My friends were like, why? And I was like, just do it. And I clutched up our entire team.
That was a victory. I know you were probably the MPV, am I right?
What do you mean?
Like the MVP.
Oh, yeah, I think you said NPC. I was like, huh?
Like the most popular person, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I thought you were calling me a non-playable character.
I'm not talking about that. I was talking about the VIP, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I misunderstood you.
Like, in your event, Jane, I'm going to bring it up with the armored train. When I did the armored train, I literally, when I brought our team to victory from nearly losing, I was one who got MVP, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But...
Brightline's the one call, he's not talking.
Oh, Brightline, you still there, bud? Oh, I know what he's doing. He's playing a game.
Oh.
Hey,
I
you...
see that. I was like, is he still here? I thought he left.
He did not left the live stream. He's doing a little shared live stream of a football game.
Mm-hmm.
But let me bring it up.
What?
Let me bring it up. Like, don't get me wrong. That train in Battlefield 1 is awesome.
Yeah.
Then you got, I'm sorry, you could say something.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't check if oh my god, I cannot talk. I didn't check if TSW added more to the roadmap.
Mm.
I'm gonna go check that.
I heard that they we did,
Yeah.
But let me be honest. I'm sorry.
You talk. I'm yabbering.
Let's be honest. What are the best DLC do you think came to Battlefield 1?
I haven't played them, so I can tell you.
All right. My favorite was, the name in the Czar. And, the Turn and Tide DLC. Them two were the best. I do got mixed feelings on Chase Shall Not Pass, But there were a lot of good DLC for Battlefield 1. There were no bad one. Let not get that wrong. Like, they had damn good DLC. Now, here's something that they did because Battlefield 1 was based in World War I. There was another area that they forgot. The Japanese versus Germans during the First World War. Because, let's be honest, there was a battle between the Japanese and Germans during the First World War. So, that could have been an interesting feature. Then they forgot the African feature, Like, them are two areas they completely forgot that would have been freaking awesome. Then they got, the unrest in China that would have been another awesome area, Like, good God, there's so much opportunity and they forgot to add it, Like, to be honest, they should have waited for a couple more years with Battlefield 5 and just stuck with Battlefield 1, But, yeah. But let's get back to train stuff.
Yep.
Because we're trying to go off topic. But,
A bit.
yep. But let me be honest. And this is what I'm going to be honest about. Is that I'm looking forward to when, Brightline open up next week.
Yeah.
I know for a fact that the airlines, they're going to freak out. They are going to freak the hell out. And they won't be able to, control it. You know what I mean? Like, their worst nightmare is about to come true. Oop, well, let me check what Brightline did. I'm checking if he's still playing that game. He probably is. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, I forgot about this video. Look at the chat. Done something.
Like in the group chat. Hold it. I'm waiting for it to pop up.
Yeah, I'd send it.
Oh, I see it. Oh, I'm watching. I'm waiting until the end. What is he doing? Oh! He just said, no one to screw it. My life is over with. Good God, that should be a meme right there, Like, it looked like the dude just had it with life, in the game. Like, you know what I mean? But, yeah. But what I'll be honest about is that I am really looking forward to next week, Like, next week, oh, the airlines are going to be freaking out. You know what I mean? Like, the airline, they're just straight up donezo, if you know what I mean, Brightline and Gord.
I don't know about done. I don't know. I'm hoping Brightline succeeds.
I know. All right, I think I know the reason why. I think Brightline lost internet connection because it's saying that he have an unstable internet connection. So that's probably the reason why he have not talked yet,
Yeah.
But let me be honest. Brightline are already succeeding,
I'm still here, though.
Oh, there you are! Like, what happened?
I'm just actually playing a game right now.
Football game?
27-0.
Oh. But Brightline, I'm going to say that. Are you looking forward to next week?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to next week.
If he don't do it, we all know there are problems. No? Demetria. If Demetria don't do a live stream next week, we know there are problems. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, because he needs to come back. So much have happened. You know? Like, and Gord. When you were looking at the track map earlier, the one that I was telling you about that was straight out hell, the abandoned rail line here in South Carolina, and when I said that thing you to terminate right in downtown Charleston, it really did. Like,
they could revitalize the station if they wanted to pull East Side Access and just build like platforms under the station. That would be interesting.
Problem is that the station was burnt down to the ground in 1972.
Oh, I thought it still existed. It was just like something else.
Nope, it was burnt down in 1972, and the track right away it covered up by building development.
Oh, okay.
Like, literally, you can't even tell that a train track is there, Harley. In some areas you can, but in other areas, nope. So we really lost a lot when it came to rail infrastructure, and people don't realize that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of sad when you did think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. But, I am so looking forward to that shitstorm that's about to happen next week, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I am so looking forward to that because the airlines, they're fucked, you know? Let's not forget, the airlines are fucked. And now what would be even more icing on the cake is Sentinel decided to do that expansion to connect to, Brightline. It's going to be even worse for them, you know? Or not for them, but for the airline. It's going to be even worse for the airline if, Sunrail connects with them. You know what I mean?
Can I go to mini TSW rant?
Oh, yes, you can.
Okay, so you saw they were updating one of the routes that was coming out with the update?
Yep.
If you are headed to Dresden on the higher speed section, it's basically a 4-track main line, the whole thing, but at some point it separates into 2 different segments. If you're coming up the high speed one onto the S-Bahn area, there's a bridge crossover of the S-Bahn line, and it's 130 kilometers an hour. But after the bridge, it's a steep downhill thing, so you can get straight up to 100 miles an hour, which is the track speed limit. But 4,000 feet after the bridge, there's this speed limit notch, and if you look at the map, it's like. Do you know what they look like? When you finish the route and it shows the green line was your speed and the red line was the track speed limit?
Yes.
There is a little tiny thing that says 87 miles an hour instead of 100. So you have to wait until you pass it. It is so annoying. So hopefully with the rework they fix that because it's so annoying because I can't crank it up to speed until I get after this part. Yeah, it's 81 and then after I can do 100, but then I'm not going downhill, so it takes longer to get up to speed.
Kind of screw you, am I right?
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, especially if I have a 15-car, regional train, it's not easy to get up to speed quickly with one engine.
But with a high-speed train, it would be.
Yeah, I forgot the ICE is on this route.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome, Gord. But
I just love running the BR-101, which is the German ALP-46 equivalent. It's like their inner city mainline locomotive.
Yeah.
I just like running it. It's a fun locomotive to drive.
To be honest, what I'll be honest about is that They need to add more routes. Heck, there's one route that I thought about that would have been.
I wouldn't even say more routes. I would be content with more trains because I thought originally it was a problem in the U.S. with like not having adequate trains for the route. In Germany, this 10 times worse. There are so much more trains. I mean, maybe they're only like once a day trains, but there's so many more trains on these routes that are not in the game.
I know, and now that you've been to Germany, you can't unsee it. Am I right?
Yeah. I know it was worse in Germany. I thought U.S. had it worse. I don't think Britain has it terribly. It could be better, but I think Britain has it the least bad out of the 3 main countries.
That I have to agree with. Now, to be honest, what I'll be honest about is that if we work everything, if they work everything in the game, they can actually improve a lot of stuff. Because
I feel like people would be a lot more happy with more unique services on every route, more variety of trains.
Heck,
because like some routes, like for example Oakville, it only has 2 engines, and they're basically the same thing. They're both GP engines.
The Oakville
it's
sub.
Really repetitive after a while. I like this route because I could drive ICEs, I could drive ICs, I could drive Regios, I could drive S-Bahn, and I could drive freight, and I could drive switchers. I love this route.
I know.
And it's a beautiful route on top of that, and it functions pretty well. And they're updating it, so I'm really excited for the new update.
You know the one thing that I'm going to say they done dirty to in another route is sand patch grade.
Yeah, that's a really old route though.
I know, and the thing is that
they need to update it. And they need to add Amtrak to it because I would love to run the Capital Limited.
I know, and also there are a lot of other stuff that run on that line. And hell, expand the route. You know.
I'm trying to.
Like they could expand it to an other terminus. You know.
Man, that's great.
Because if you look at the route, there's only one rail yard in it, you know?
Yeah, Cumberland, and it goes up to...
Like...
where it ends. I know it starts in Cumberland.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot where it ends. I haven't played that route in so long.
I know, but thing is that they really screwed that route dirty because... Heck, it being the OG route that started it all, and the thing I'm going to take, because it was the route that started it all, they should have added more to the route, you know, like expanded it. You know, like, it would have been cool having, like, the Empire Builder, you know?
On what route?
Or not the Empire Builder, the, train that run on that route, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead and let the dogs in.
I don't think this sand patch grade was like a great route to add to TSW. They could have done other ones, but I don't care.
Well, reason why... Or are all dogs in? Or... But here, Gene. Oh, not one dog. Chloe's still out there, too. There she is. But... Let me be honest, guys. Like, the Oakville sub, the only reason they did sandpack grade is because, let me be honest, with sandpack grade, it have never been done in a route before.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was probably the only reason they did sandpack grade was because it was unique, you know?
Yeah.
But here, Gene, the thing that would have made it even better is to, goddamn expanded it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, literally, they neglected the OG route. You know? The OG route was neglected. Then the OG Amtrak line was neglected. Like, Jesus, they neglected the OG stuff. You know?
Yeah.
It's sad because, let's be honest, Dubcell is getting greedy with money, you know? And I guarantee there are going to be a lot of other stuff like Run 8 Railroad Online, Derail Valley.
They have like a monopoly on Xbox because there's no other game. The only other train simulator there is on Xbox is Train Life, and that gets extremely boring.
I know.
And it takes super long to play. That's like Like, it took me like 6 hours to do a service one time.
I'm not trying to hate on Train Life, but a lot of people are saying it's the worst train simulator ever made.
It's pretty terrible. And, well, none of the trains are realistic because you get into, like, accidents and stuff, which I think is why TSW doesn't have, like, a lot of, like, randomness, for example. Okay, this signaling system is not working very well.
And then...
Oh, that's probably why they're reworking their... Sorry, that was I just had that realization.
But also, I will bring it up with Train Life, like Railroad Life, is that you don't switch around freight. You don't actually have rail yards. Like, I looked at the game, there are hardly no rail yards.
It's strange.
Like, really, it just feels so unrealistic.
It is.
And, like
you're telling me one locomotive could pull, like, 8 cars max. It's a freight locomotive. I could easily pull, like, a 50-car train with this.
I know, and it just feels so odd. And the thing is that you can't couple, you can't uncouple. The only time it will let you when you're done with the mission.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not trying to hate on the game, but it feels so unrealistic. But it do got a little charm to it, you know?
I think it's like uniqueness makes it a little fun, but it gets.
I know, like I have never played it before, but I heard from guys saying don't play it unless you like the charmness of it. But it said if you are into driving the train straight and like not doing anything or like having them control where you go, it's fine. But if you like,
I find it annoying. I have to you could change like switches from the locomotive.
I know.
Like that isn't realistic.
I know.
And then you get penalties if you go into a yard without contacting the dispatcher prior.
Technically,
it's sort of realistic, but like it doesn't make sense.
I know, but now Train with a Z. Train with a Z does it too, but it's more realistic. You get to build your own routes, Like, I know you're able to, like in Train Simulator Classic, you're able to switch the tracks, One thing I don't get it when I notice when people play, Train Simulator Classic, if they go on the map to switch the track, when you can actually click on the switch itself and switch it, That's something I have noticed. But I'll be honest that thing is that I knew, and I'm not trying to be mean to the people who made Railroad Life. It's that I knew that
it's Train Life.
Train Life. It's that I knew it was going to be a flop.
Done a lot more with and the locomotive selection in the game. Like if you look at like an upgraded locomotive, it just looks like exactly the same as like the previous one, and like they aren't like realistic like at all with like top speeds or anything.
I know, and then because the game was not doing so well, they did a DLC of the Orient Express.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I got the DLC for. I got the game because it was like 90% off on Game Pass. I got it for like $5.
And I'll be honest, a game is doing bad when they're 90% off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on it, but a game is doing bad when it's 90% off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I got the DLC for free.
Mm-hmm. And the only reason they did the Orient Express is because they were trying to save the game. Don't get me wrong, I think the game is good. It's just that there was so much opportunity that was ruined. Now here, Jane, even though that Dubcell have a monopoly over on Xbox, the ironic thing is they don't have a monopoly over PC.
Yeah, I feel like though Xbox and PlayStation is a big part of it.
I know, but when you did think about it, it's that they only have a monopoly over that Xbox and PlayStation when it comes to train games. They do not when it comes to PC because you got Derail Valley, Trains with a Z. You got Roadblocks with actual train games in there. Literally. And also, you got a ton of new things. Like, there's one with take place back in the 1950s and 60s, like in the transition era from steam to diesel. Did one game, I can't remember its name. It's pretty realistic, but it's also very cool looking. That might be a competitor for some train simulator. Then you got Run 8. Like, there are so many train games in the PC area that it's actually harder for them to, get a monopoly there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, let's be honest. Derail, you know about Derail Valley.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I wish I had a PC, but I have like more important things to save up for and buy.
I know, but here, team, Derail Valley, they're in one of the most realistic train games out there.
It's realistic, but it doesn't have the graphics aspect, which is what I like the most, like about TSW. Is it looks realistic.
I know, like.
Also, some of the main train functions that are in it are fairly realistic. Like I noticed, like I've done, like you could, for example, you have like a 100-car freight train. If okay, that's not a good example. All right, you have an 8-car Northeast Regional, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put like 3 more cars on there, you could notice the difference in acceleration on the locomotive.
I know, and here, Jane, I know with Derail Valley. Like, if you have too much on a train, you can actually blow the engine.
Yeah.
Like, that is so realistic. Like, because if you, like, in real life.
I don't know if that's realistic. I think the coupler comes undone.
That, too. Like, coupler do have a restraining thing before they snap.
Yeah.
And they're also realistic with that. Like, and also, they are realistic when it comes to staking, because if you go too fast, you will derail. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But also, you got Run 8. With Run 8, it's pretty realistic for what it is, too, because same thing happened on...
Right?
Yeah, Run 8. A multiplayer train simulator game that is super realistic. It don't have graphic, but it's super realistic. You get to be, you could be any kind of like a train operator or the dispatcher,
Yeah, I think Dovetail's talking about adding like a dispatcher. I wish Train Sim had multiplayer. It doesn't make a crap ton of sense, but it would be fun.
I know, like, let's be honest, if that happened, Doc, there are gonna be some pretty funny videos if that happens.
Well, yeah, like I would love if they had like a dispatcher, and like you could like
like create your own server.
Like competitor, but like for example, like some of the routes with like steep grades, like for example, like sand patch grade or like main steps hardbon or something. You could like combine trains and add get like helper locomotives and stuff like that. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm. I know that would be
like help you out and stuff.
That would be perfect, and people don't realize how much, like, literally, if you look at Run 8, that's what Run 8 is, and Run 8 is super realistic. The graphics are not there, but the game is super realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, like, you got a dispatcher, you literally have multiplayer, like, where you can run trains left and right, and literally, if trains get heavier, it get harder to pull. But you can start up train. Like, the trains are not running when you first turn them on. Like, you got to manually turn them on like you do in real life.
I'm kind of happy TSW doesn't have that function, but that would also make the game much more interesting.
Like, realism? Yes, Val?
Can you help me?
With?
I want to go to the trash storage.
Oh, you need light?
Yes.
All right.
No, I need help.
Be right back. Val want me to take the trash out.
You sure?
Okay.
All right. Keep the live stream going for a few minutes before I get back.
So, Brightline, how's it going?
Want me to help you?
Playing this game right now.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to talk about?
Brightline. You did a lot. Like,
I haven't been keeping up with Brightline that much.
They just we're testing those trains about 110 miles per hour in the Treasure Coast.
Don't they have to do 115, or was that only for the 125 section for FRA stuff?
That's about.
Because I can't even talk that. I know the normal top speed is 100, but obviously the normal speed on the new section is 125. But they had to do 130 for FRA testing.
Yeah, that was like 120 in the 125 miles per hour segment.
Yeah. Did they have to do 115 on the 110 mile an hour segments?
No. Okay. There's a lot of crossings in that segment.
Yeah. I guess. I guess it's only like a regulation after like a certain.
Thank you, David.
All right, you're welcome. All right, guys, I'm back.
Oh.
We were talking about brake line testing on the Treasure Coast.
I had to take the trash out for a minute. You know? Chores, if you know what I mean.
Correct.
But let me be on it. Like, I hope that, they do something big in Train Sim World 4. Because, let's be honest, if they tried to milk it, it's not going to work.
No.
Like, what hope that they don't try to make a Train Sim World 5 only 5 months later.
That would be funny, honestly. Well,
it would be funny, but
the issue is that they're busy. Oh, sorry. They're busy with making the routes for the new game that they're not making enough routes for the standard game. Like, I think TSW3, let me think. We got Selworsburg, Cajon Pass. Do you want to count Southeastern High Speed since that was only an upgrade?
Yeah, we could count it.
So that, Langstrecke, Niddertalbahn, Northeast Corridor, main lot, the British one of the HSTs.
Mm-hmm.
The Steam one in Britain that I didn't buy because I was uninterested.
Mm-hmm.
What, 8 routes?
Like, they have not even, like, Train Sim World 2 actually had more routes.
And they upgraded the Boston route, which wasn't, like, crazy, but...
Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring it up. Train Sim World 2 actually had more routes than Train Sim World 3 before that, you know?
I think Train Sim, the original one, had the most routes that came out during its run. Because TSW2, it was Cologne, Aachen, London Underground, Boston Province, Sandpatch Grade, since I guess it was an upgrade. Where I know there was more. I can't remember the Bolton Dresden routes, the London commuter, Midland. Yeah, that came out. TGV, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta go offline right now. My sister wants to.
You gotta go, Brightline.
Yeah, keep the live stream.
All right, you want to join from your phone?
No, it's actually charging right now. So.
Oof. Well, I could probably keep the live stream going for another 30 minutes because it is 9:07 here.
I gotta go soon anyway.
Yeah, but let's do another 30 minutes before I end the live stream.
All right.
Because let me be on it, and what I'll be on it about is that I'm looking forward to what is going on in Florida. You know that is going to happen. You know.
Yeah, they got 2 passenger rail line projects going on right now, which I think is awesome.
Oh, Gord, were you here during that one live stream where I nuked Gen X?
Oh, the one that's far.
No, you were telling me about it last stream, though.
I know, but let me be honest. That was one of the funniest roasts that I ever did. Did you know? Because I really nuked the Gen Xer because, let's be honest, on it. They were one of the worst generations, you know? Am I right?
I guess.
Mm-hmm. But it did crazy, y'all know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
But here at Team, Brightline, it's going to be a big victory for Brightline in Florida, you know? Because this was their original goal, to get to Miami to Orlando.
About now they can put all their focus on the West, and then eventually we can get on to Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Like literally, like if you remember, 6 years ago, 6 to 7 years ago, back in 2014, 2015, they were talking about this, talking about doing Miami to Orlando, and finally getting it done. You know, that a victory. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That a humongous victory, if I say so myself. Am I right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And the airline, they tried to stop it from happening. They tried, but they failed.
I love thinking about that when I was thinking about something in the past. I was coming like I remember the Avelia order got announced, and then I remember I saw it in Philly, and I was like, oh my god! I remember back in 2016 when I first was like talking about this. I was like, oh my god, the Amtrak's getting new high speed trains.
I know. Hey, well, they should be fully up by December and the beginning of 2024.
I'm glad Amtrak finally realized it was the Northeast Corridor itself.
Yes.
I think they only realized that because the TGVMs were testing perfectly fine in France.
I know, and I think that was a wake-up call that they needed to look at what's been going on in France.
Like what's going on in France was going on with the Northeast Corridor, because that was the issue, was the track itself, not the train.
And have you noted that they've been working on the tracks more in the Northeast Corridor when they realized that? Am I right?
I got home. I was driving home from Newark Wednesday, and they already have, I think, 6 or 7 pylons up for the new Portal Bridge.
Oh, Joe.
So that's coming fairly quickly. I was shocked that they had.
I know.
Some support them already, and I think I saw 1 or 2 almost done on the other side of the bridge.
Now
So I think they have a crew on each side of the bridge working, so that's nice.
I know. Now here, team, that I'll be on it about, that one area in New York where they have to grind without catenary, they need to get that nipped in the bud.
That's in Connecticut.
Connecticut, I mean, with that bridge.
No, Connecticut is by far the worst state on the corridor, because I can't. I'll go in state order. Massachusetts, it's 120 to 150 miles an hour the whole way. Rhode Island, it's 150 for almost the entire state, besides Providence, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then Connecticut east of New Haven is fine. It's 90 to 125 miles an hour. That is terrible. But once you get west of New Haven, before New York, it is god awful. 60 miles an hour.
I know, and you can plan that on.
And half the time, at least 1 track is out of service. So it's really only a track.
You gotta revitalize the entire Northeast Corridor.
Not the entire. 75% of the Northeast Corridor is world standard regional rail. It's not dedicated high speed right of way, so it's pretty good for what it is. But besides the Connecticut part, it's fine.
It only that 30%.
What?
It only that small 30%. Am I right?
It should even be 30%. It's 30% of the travel time, and it's really an eighth of the distance.
I know, and
because it's so slow. And then once you get into New York, it's not in New York for very long at all. But it's in New York for, I'd say, at most 20 miles.
I know, and thing is that you go under the tunnel in and up in New York, and you keep on following it until you get along the border with New York and Rhode Island. Am I right? Or not Rhode Island?
No.
Connecticut.
Once it gets out of Connecticut into New York, they actually get up to 100 miles an hour for the short segment. It's above ground before the Hell's Gate Bridge. The track speed limit is 100 miles an hour.
I know. Connecticut.
That's fairly impressive for such a short piece of track. And then New Jersey, it's pretty damn fast, 110, 125, 150 miles an hour. Pennsylvania, it's pretty good, 125 almost the whole way.
Right when it gets to Washington, D.C., it's over 102.
Yeah, Delaware and Maryland, they're both good too.
The problem is with the state above New York. Am I right?
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the one that bring it down to 60 mile per hour.
Yeah, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
And that's the Connecticut Transport Authority, like the.
To be honest, Amtrak needs to sue their asses. You know.
Well, yeah, because they're having problems with that. I don't know if the MTA is the same thing.
Yeah, the MPTA. Sorry to break it to you, it's the same problem, but problem is that they don't own the track. Amtrak does. Amtrak made sure that they own the track to make sure the MPTA don't screw them. Which was smart, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they have that Penn Access project going on too that's also causing a bunch of problems.
Mm-hmm. And let not forget, and people don't realize that the big dig, all that money would, and I always say that money was taken from transit. Oh, look like Brightline had to go. Oof. But let's be honest. The money that came to build the big dig was fortunately taken from the commuter line, you know? Like Ellen Fisher did a video about it. And the people of Boston should be pissed at the DOT, you know? Because they are always complaining about why their commuter rail system is falling apart. But what they need to look at is the DOT. It's their fault, you know? Their fault why it's up with the commuter rail breaking down. It's their fault that they can't connect both stations because of that damn I-95 tunnel. You know?
Yeah, because I guarantee you if they got connected to stations, they could have free running trains all the way up to Maine from the Northeast corridor.
I know, and that saying, like, it's their fucking fault. You know, like, hell, if we get someone who did that, abandon the interstate right there, or to, you know, make it go deeper, that would be fine to build the tracks under to connect up to the other station, you know? But nope. They wanted to be dipshits and say, oh, we're taking the money from the rail and giving it to the highways, you know? Didn't my fucking point that the government, you know, is the one that threw over our passenger rail system because they did the same thing up there in the 2000s, you know? And that's my fucking point. And people need to realize that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, common sense would say it, you know? Like, literally, like, we lost so much damn rail infrastructure because of entitled, corrupt Kevins, you know? And, like, literally, that money will literally...
Remember I was telling you about that rail trail near me, but the track is still, like, there?
Yes?
They're gonna rip it up. They're gonna rip it all up.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, the only, like, reason it was still around, apparently, is because the Housatonic Railway had trackage rights on it. And that was the only reason the Metro North, like, the transport agency, is the one tearing it up.
They probably got paid by someone to do it, you know?
Well, they don't use it. They only use it for the fiber optic cables, but it could have provided commuter rail to my area, and now they're ripping it up.
You know
they don't want to deal with it or something.
All right, Gord, I'm guaranteeing it. Wait 5 years, and they're going to be promoting extra buses on that route to where you live.
We don't even have buses up here. The MT doesn't give a shit. We have our like local transport authority.
Oof.
No, the MTA is terrible. They only care about New York City and like getting people into New York City. They don't care about like the surrounding areas they should be responsible for.
I know, and that seemed like, heck, you know, maybe a train daddy go up there. He maybe can be able to do that. Heck,
He used to work for the MTA. Well, the subway. I can't talk.
Oh yeah, they kind of screwed him and kicked him out because they did not wanted him to fix their system.
Oh.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reality. Like, when you have someone who know how to fix stuff and it can screw over your gravy train of money, you don't want them fixing that because it will screw you head over heel. Am I right?
Yeah.
And funny thing is, 10 years ago, we had people from the Netherlands who came here to Trotton to help with our flooding problem. And they said, if you want to solve your flooding problem, get rid of half of your car infrastructure. Build walkability and transit. And, makes you development. And they said, nah, we got it. We can figure this out on our own. And goddamn thing is that they were willing to help fix the problem, but, the people who are greedy and in charge did not, Mm-hmm. And thing is that if we had our way and we got the greedy asshole out, we could have built commuter rail from Charlton to Somerville. Now, that might not even happen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
It might happen in the 2021s if Charleston is not underwater.
No, I can't believe how backwards everything is.
Like, literally, our country, top superior when it comes to rail. Now we're down at the bottom.
I'm trying to think of an example of a similar regional train line in Europe or Japan or China or something that has similar population density to the line here that's getting ripped up that they could take as an example and people would use it. Because it connects the Hudson line, which is one of the busiest commuter rail lines in the country. And it connects the Harlem line, which is a pretty damn busy one.
And seeing it should have been like a shuttle route or a straight through route. They probably knew that, and they probably did not give a shit.
Yeah. Well, the problem is there's a 3% grade on it or something. It climbs a pretty big mountain.
But if you remember, Brightline, the grade on halfway when it going to Orlando, a 5% in some areas.
Yeah.
So
Conrail used to run unit trains on it. There would be my dad used to take videos of them back in the 90s. Right? There was 4 U-boats on the front and there was 2 helpers in the back. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Seeing is that 3% grade in it a FedEx excuse,
But yeah, that was our complaint because it's all the way up the mountain. That's a problem for them. It's so annoying.
And seeing it's a FedEx excuse because commuter trains are lighter. They can make the grade,
Mm-hmm.
Commuter.
They don't have a third. They have third rail at Southeast. That's where it ends. They could just make third rail. Honestly, just make some EMUs.
I know, and that could have solved the problem. Subway trains make a higher, percent. The gradient for subway train is even higher than freight, because they're lighter.
Mm-hmm.
So them saying that grade was just too cheap, it's a fucking excuse,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We know they just did not want to do it, They're just fucking greedy head trying to just cut the corners and save money for their own pockets,
They don't even do maintenance on it. It's just rotting away. I don't understand. I guess if they were putting new tracks down, it makes sense to rip it up. But they're just giving up the right of way. It's probably become a rail trail now.
To be honest, I did.
Pretty rail trail. They're just going to connect the trail down to Beacon, which is the train station where it connects onto the Hudson line.
Let me be honest. Rail to trails are big boondoggles. They're scams.
Mm-hmm.
They are just scams because even I guarantee the moment that thing go away, people are going to lose hope. And let's be honest. And you might think I'm crazy, but I hope you have plans to prepare in case it happens because rail to trails are town killers.
Well, my area is super auto-centric. There's I'm right in the suburbs.
Oh God, I feel bad for you, bud.
Yeah, so like no one cares that it's going away. They everyone thinks like if you take Metro, like you're poor, like you should like drive down to New York City, and that's not the case. It's a lot easier to take the train.
Heck, if I had the money and we had commuter rail out here, like if I were fucking rich, I would not fucking buy a car. I would take a train every day, even though it's cheaper. You want to know why? It would save me money. It would be cheaper because you would not have to buy a car. You would not have to take that car to fill up gas every damn weekend or every week. You would not have to get car insurance that you have to pay for every month. And good God, if the car had a crappy one, you would have to take it to the mechanic shop once in a while. The reality is car culture make people poor. Period. You know? And that's something that the dumbasses need to realize. Like, tell them to go to Europe. Tell them all the rich people in Europe take trains, you know? It said that poor people, if you want to stop being poor, stop using cars, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and that's something that fucking people don't realize. The car is the reason why we're in this fucking mess in the first place. It's just pissing me off knowing that the American people are so fucking dumb that they're thinking that people who use buses or trains are poor when in reality it's the other way around. You know?
Yeah. Well, I was in Munich and I was going to a restaurant with my dad, and it was like two trimmed. Remember I was showing you the streetcars.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, why don't we just take the streetcars? Like 2 stops. He's like, no, like, why would we do that? And I'm like, it's not like New York City or like New Jersey or something. Like they're nice here. It's like, no. So we just took an Uber.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, not trying to hate on your dad, but that was kind of dumb of him. Am I right?
No, I was trying to explain it to him. I was like, okay.
Because let's be honest, to be honest, Uber is not trying to hate on Uber because I do use Uber. I'm not trying to be hypocrite, but in some area,
I can't take public transit.
In some area where you don't have transit, you're either forced to buy or you're forced to take Uber. You know, and that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was in Denver too, and when we landed, I was like, oh, why don't we just take the RTD to our hotel? It's like the station's like it's like a 2-minute walk. And he's like, no, we're taking the Uber. So we're taking Uber. But then on the way back, he was planning on taking the hotel shuttle bus. And then the driver was like, oh, no, we're driving over to the RTD station. And he got mad. I was like, what? We're like, take a train to the airport. He was mad.
To be honest,
that's why I got the picture of the RTD because I ended up going.
To be honest, I think what you should have explained to your dad is that poor people drive cars. Because let's be honest, I'm not.
It doesn't make sense though.
Because let's be honest, people who have money think that poor people rely on transit, and that's a stupid thing to think about. You know, even
I would say poor people like being like driving a car is poor doesn't make sense because you have to afford the car to buy it, and especially if it's a nice car, it doesn't make sense. Like if you're driving like a Porsche, obviously like you could afford it no problem. It's not like a huge expense.
Like let me bring it up. I have people who work at my Walmart who are fucking poor, and they don't have a house. All they have is a car.
Yeah, well, yeah, but they're driving like a 2005 Honda or something. Like obviously it's not a nice car, but like if you're driving a nice car, obviously you're not bored.
I know, but people don't realize it.
I just feel as though people should just have both options. If you want to drive, you can drive. You want to take the train, you take the train.
I know, but it's a fucking mentality spread by car people. Like car people spread that mentality, making people think because you use transit, you're poor. No, you're not. You know.
I also hate people who on like the internet because, like, for example, like my TikTok, I post train videos or something. If I'm like talking about cars or something, they just act like I know nothing about cars because my profile picture is a train. Like I can have multiple hobbies.
I know, and let's be honest, also a problem with the school team because let's be honest, if you're a kid and you love training in school, you're going to be a big target for bullies.
Yeah, that's why I try to. I don't let anyone know.
Like literally,
Like let's be honest with you. My dad owns a private train car.
are you serious?
Yeah.
That explains why you're able
I
to.
was on it, and my friend was like, "Why are you taking the trade?" And I'm like, "It's my trade." And he's like, "What?" I explained it to him. He's like, "Oh, that's cool," because like that's acceptable. But like if you're just like going out taking pictures of trains or something, just like doing that, like that, yeah, it's easy to get made fun of.
Dude, that right there, that right there, and if you own your own passenger coach, like your own train car, that ripping,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not.
It's like owning a private jet with steel wheels. Like
Like,
everyone wants to be your
you're
friend.
literally flexion,
Yeah, like you just switched up so fast because like I own it instead of
I know.
That's okay, but like if you just take the train, like you're weird.
Well, it's the first time I know that, dude. I'm not gonna lie, you're pretty cool. Brightline missed out on this, dude.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know if I'll let you know if it's ever down near Charleston.
All right, what car is it?
We haven't done the Silver Meteor in a long time. That's why I've been on most U.S. trains because I've done like cross country
All right,
trips.
what type of private car is it?
There's a few.
I know, but what ones do your dad have?
It's web rail.
Web rail? Are you serious?
Yeah. I'll send you pictures if you want.
Yeah, send me because that is awesome. But dude, your family come from money,
Don't go messaging like the internet profiles though, because my dad didn't want me telling anyone.
All right.
Like,
But let's be honest, I'm not going to show them on the live stream anyway, But let's be honest. Like, we need commuter rail in the country. We need inner city trains. We need it. We don't need any more damn on-car infrastructure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are only two roads, interstates that I do support. And that
Interstates are fine as long as they're complemented by public transit. Whatever. Here,
I know.
Here's a photo about. I thought I sent you guys these here. That's like out the window. It's not like the inside though. As you can see them up top.
Now here, Jane, I am going to bring it up, and you might think I'm crazy, but Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Yeah.
There are no interstate to that city at all.
Cool.
And literally, it got skyscrapers, The other thing is that there is a train line that go into downtown Myrtle Beach, but it's not a passenger system,
Yeah.
They do got an international airport. They do got a skyscraper, but they're missing two things that make them a big city. Commuter rail and an interstate. They do got a bus system, But the problem is that I will say they need to work on, Myrtle Beach got capacity, did like Troughton to have commuter rail, They got the capacity. Hell, if they do like an S-Bahn system, like a straight two lines down their city, because let's be honest, the whole city is a straight line,
Oh, I have one big issue with the S-Bahn in Munich. I don't understand why, but Europeans are super against air conditioning, so they don't have any air conditioning on like S-Bahn trains. So if it's hot out, it's terrible.
Ooh. Hey, well, here in the U.S., if they do the S-Bahn system, they will have air.
I like U.S. trains better than air conditioning.
Mm-hmm. Probably because they don't get as hot out here in the U.S. That for sure.
Oh, our meeting was like 90 degrees out. It was terrible.
That because Europe is having a heat wave that they have never had before. And that's the thing. Like, it did crazy, you know what I mean? But let me be...
I'll send you these. I have like 7,000 photos on my camera roll.
Oh, wow. Dude, to be honest, you have bragging rights right now, you know? Because now that I know you have that, you got bragging rights. You know?
I don't like to tell people, but like, yeah.
Dude, it's something you can flex on train haters with.
Well, no, and like also back to the high school thing, like if you're just like normally in the trains, like there's no like other reason, they just think you're autistic. Like if you have something like that, they're like more understanding about it, I guess. But like it's so annoying.
Dude, like I am autistic and I'm hate being accused of this shit. You know, like moment that
I'm not autistic. I feel like accused of it. I think I'm like ADHD or something. But like besides that, I'm fine.
Like you know, I'm autistic. You know that I am.
Yeah.
But
you told me.
But let's be honest. One thing I hate when I say people that I'm autistic, they pity me. Like I'm so sorry you're autistic. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. Being saying I'm sorry that you're autistic, that did a spit in the face and that disrespectful. You know?
I mean, I have some autistic friends that like they're just like you would never know if they didn't tell you. But like if you're just like hanging out with them and do like some stupid stuff, I understand.
I know, but here, Jane, I prefer the word autistic over autism. You want to know why? People first.
I want to know why. I don't understand. Sorry.
People first language. You know,
mm-hmm.
Like Jane, that I have autism, it makes me sound like I have a disease. But when I said I'm autistic, it means much better. Do you see where I'm going with that?
Yeah.
And saying is that I do use the word autism, but I only use it to get people who don't look into autistic to look into an autistic. You know, little reverse psychology, if you know what I mean.
And they also they don't respect your opinion as much or whatever. Like, I'm assuming when you told those people that at a Walmart, you were telling me they're like, oh, look at this guy.
I know,
they probably didn't take you seriously or whatever.
Nope, being autistic, they don't take people like us serious.
Yeah, that sucks.
You know, and saying is that the homework rate for autistic people is 45 to 50%. That's pretty bad, you know?
Wait, one more time. I didn't hear what you said.
It's 45 to 50%. So you are either going to get lucky and be the 50% that is able to not be poor or the 50% that will be poor.
Oh, you said poor. I was confused.
I know. Then
I dislike the school system because, let's say you're
an
11-year-old, you hate school, you don't want to do it. It has consequences on your life in the long run because you didn't get good grades or whatever. You can't get into a good college or something like that. That sucks. I hate that the school system works like that. Because then you're screwed. You have to be an entrepreneur, which is insanely hard to do because you have to invent your own way to make money, and you can't get into colleges if you have bad grades, or if you're poor, you can't pay tuition.
I know, and here
so I dislike that the school system is set up like that because it doesn't really give you a chance.
And here, Jane, if you're disabled or autistic, you get automatically segregated in the school system. You know.
Yeah, or other things you can't be an airline pilot if you're autistic. The FAA is super against that. Even if you could just normally function, they'll be against it.
I know, and then you can't even become an engineer. You know, it's harder for us.
An engineer?
Yeah, I know there are some autistic.
I knew about the airline because my friend wanted to be a pilot. I was like, you're autistic. I don't think that will slide.
To be honest,
I guess as long as you're undiagnosed, you're good. But
to be honest, I do know a couple of trained engineers who are autistic, but not on class 1.
I think train engineers are okay, but I don't think they want you flying a plane. I hate that it's like that. I think it's fucked up.
I know. In reality, if people think that it did black people getting racism towards them, no, it people with disability. We get it worse than people who are,
And I don't even think black people that's segregated against. I think that's mostly
It mostly people with.
I would say it's made up. That doesn't sound good. It's just it's just it's a. I don't know the word I'm looking for.
Like
it's for a pension. I think.
I know, but people don't realize how segregated people with disability are.
Yeah, and it's like a distraction for people who are actually like segregated against.
I know, and technically, people with disability are the blind segregated minority. Like, we're the minority that gets segregated and people did forget.
Yeah, but yeah, you get segregated against because like they think it's like a disease, sort of like they like.
I know, and
describe it.
And you know my point on Autism Speaks. You know how much I hate that organization. Because they're a hate group. Autism Speaks.
What is it? I haven't watched any of your streams, I'm sorry.
Alright. On the autism live streams that I do, I always bash in Autism Speaks when I get a chance because, let's be honest, it's not run by autistic people, it's mostly run by ableists, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's what I was looking for.
And also, Autism Speak, and I'm going to bring it up, they funded a white supremacist group back in Canada back in 2017. And worse yet, they're both the biggest organization out there for autistic people. And you know how the blind community have their representation and they support them? We have someone that it both be representing our community. We don't want them to because of how ableist they are.
Yeah, you should have someone who has autism representing the community, not someone who doesn't have it. And there's like, oh, look at these people. We feel so bad for them.
And here, Dean, I'm going to, even though we're not talking about trains with it, but here's the thing. Back in the day, Autism Speak actually supported bleaching of autistic people, like putting bleach down our throats. You know? Then, and I'm going to bring it up, and then they supported the thing called ABA therapy, which people in the autistic community call abusive dog training for kids. And Burton, who created ABA therapy, it's same person who created, gay conversion therapy. So, yeah, it's pretty bad when you know the dirty little secrets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then, like, Autism Speak, they don't like having a voice because whenever we speak out against them, they try to shut our mouth up by trying to shoo us, you know? Back in 2008, the autistic girl made a parody about them, and Autism Speak did not like that, and they tried to shoo her. They only backed up when they found out that she was a 14-year-old. But they still tried to go after the website, but they failed at trying to go after it. Then in 2010, they sued a autistic guy who was telling teachers saying, Autism Speak, go away, I'm autistic, I can speak on my own. They sued him and set him up. Trust me, it's a rabbit hole, but it fucked up, and reason why I will never support that organization, you know?
Is that I already asked this question, I'm sorry, I forgot. Is that why your streams are called that? Like it's like a joke?
Well, the reason why I do Voice of Autism and Living with Autism, it will be a thing to get people who are looking up the word autism to actually look into an autistic. Because if I use the word autistic, people are not going to look up the word autistic. They're more likely to look up the word autism instead of autistic, you know? Yeah. And saying it, autism and autistic are the same thing, you know? They mean the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brightline are also autistic. One of our...
Yeah, you guys told me last stream, I think.
A couple of streams ago, but the thing is that people don't realize that, you know? Now, let me be honest. When I was first diagnosed being autistic, when I was 14 months old. I was only 14 months old. Only a year old when they diagnosed me. And when they diagnosed me, they had me at mentally retarded, unable to learn.
Did you get put in, like, special ed classes?
Oh, yeah. I got put in with the kids that you would never see outside in the world who would probably be put in a mental hospital.
Yeah, that sucks because I have an autistic friend. She's just, like, in, like, just every, like, other class. I would say, like, every other class, but, like classes like I would be in or something. Like, everyone else would be in.
Mm-hmm. But they had...
I know I can look this up, but, like, it's, like, different, like, forms of autism. There's what's like high functioning, for example.
They called it Asperger, but they now changed it to autism spectrum disorder.
So is that when you could like function like more normally?
Yes, but
Oh.
But Jane, into that the autistic community have been trying to get the rating system banned for a year because they say it's harmful to the community. What it is,
Because it's like labeling you like, oh, like this guy's autism, like he can kind of like do this or that.
Yeah, like literally, and I'll be honest,
Well, it benefits those people, but it doesn't help other people.
Like here, Jane, I am now able to read on a 9th grade level now. I'm able to now. But when I was first diagnosed me, they said I was unable to learn, I was unable to do stuff, and I might have to go into a community center or like a mental asylum, or technically what they call mental hospital. Mental hospital and asylums are the same. It's a different name, But and the thing that I'll be honest, Gord, is that I went through hell all the way up until. All the way in school. Like, I went to 3 elementary school. I went to 1 middle school and 1 high school. And good God, the 2 for elementary school with, I remember their name, Angelo and Fireton. If you were a special need kid, you were screwed in them 2 school because they don't respect you. They treat you like an outcast. And good God, you're garbage to them if you're special need, And
my school's really good with that. They, like the special ed has their own like section of the building, whatever. I have it's strange because they have like their own section, but to get to the tech wing, like where like the tech classes are that I take, you have to go through that wing. So it's kind of awkward.
But when you did think about it, the special ed thing, that's like when you did think about segregation, that's segregation when you did think about it.
Yeah.
And most people don't realize that. Like, if people did wake up and realize it, people would be up in Pittsburgh trying to end this, Because here's the thing. I did not get re-diagnosed until I was in my 2nd year of middle school. It was my mom and my vice principal. My mom and my vice principal. Like literally, my vice principal, he actually noted that I actually had talents because I was pretty smart with stuff. So I was able to draw actual stuff with pencil realistically. Like not those sketch drawing, like, actual black and white photos in pencil, And seeing it's that he noticed that I had a talent, and he told my mom, your son is not retarded. He literally said that. My mom and him were trying to get them to re-diagnose me, and when I was around 11 and 12 years old, they re-diagnosed me and said I had Asperger's. And after that, I got transferred from special needs to resource.
Yeah.
So I got a little better, and I got transferred to resource instead of having to deal with special needs. And here, Zane, when I was getting ready to start high school, like high school was pretty crappy still, but middle school was pretty good for me because they knew I was not retarded. It did that I became the principal pet.
Oh, well, yeah, that doesn't set well with other students.
Yep, and let's be honest, even though it was better for me, I was still a target for, bullies,
Yeah.
But what happened is that when I made it to high school, they were talking about putting me back in special need, but my mom told them, do not, or I'm going to take him out, So I ended up in resource, and good God, my teacher was an ableist and a narcissist.
What is resource?
It's where you're mixed with kids who are able to, function in society, and kids who are having a hard time in normal classes get put in resource. Okay. It's a dream.
I know someone who got in there, but that's because he's just really dumb.
I know, but it's that between area, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Zane is and
They don't have that at my school. They have like a separate school in the district just for that.
oof. But Zane is that my teacher, what a narcissist, a bitchy narcissist who like being intimidating to people who are autistic.
I've noticed that, like on like news stories and stuff, that most teachers who teach special ed are like that. Like I find that strange.
I know, and I'm going to bring her name up. Her name was Miss Nettles, and she literally, and I remember this. This happened on my freshman year of high school, and on my birthday. She put it to me just because I wanted to get on a computer on my birthday for a month, and then try to make my life a living hell that year. She did that all the way up until I graduated in 2017. I was supposed to graduate in 2016 at 17, but she convinced my parents to make me wait until 18. And funny thing is, she was going to try to make me age out of the system, but I gave them an ultimatum. Either let me graduate or I'm dropping out. Because I was not going to wait until I was 19. I was not going to wait until I was 20 because the older you are when you graduate from high school, the harder it is for you to get a job if you're autistic. And that's something that some people don't realize. Like, if I was a parent and I had an autistic kid like me, and they would tell me that they need one more year, I would tell them, fuck no, he graduated. Y'all are not going to screw up his future because you wanted to make him age out of the system, you know? And here, Jane, the only reason she let me graduate was because she would actually get it investigated at the time. She would get it investigated because way too many students in her class were dropping out, you know?
Yeah.
And, you know, if any more students dropped out, like if she had one more, they would have investigated her. And she would have got terminated and banned from teaching. So she realized that if I dropped out, she would have been fucked.
Yeah.
So I gave her the ultimatum, either let me graduate or your life is going to be fucked. And you're going to be out, you know, trying to find a different job that is not teaching. Now I found out that she is teaching in a school in Georgia. You know what I mean? And it's kindergartner. So I feel bad for the kids who are younger, you know. So she's going to have a lot more victims. And it disgusts me, you know. Because I finally realized that she was not doing it for my benefit. She was just a racist ableist, you know. Heck, she even mocked a rape victim in our class.
Oh my god, I had an English teacher this past year. She's like super like liberal, like ableist of black people, but she kept saying like, no, not the N-word, but like Negro. But she kept like saying it like she was like giving the black students in our class like
she should have gotten fired, you know.
Yeah,
but my teacher, she mocked a rape victim, and a class member of mine. I'm not saying her name, but literally, then I almost became a rape victim myself because I had a crazy shocker of a girl who in the class, and I talked about her on live stream before, and I was literally about to tell her mom that literally to get her away and stop having her harass me. And when I would talk to her mom, she had a meltdown. And then my teacher accused me of harassing them. No.
Well, yeah, that doesn't look good, especially since you're autistic.
Plus, I'm a male, and she also autistic too.
Oh, okay.
But because I'm a male, they won't believe that I'm one being harassed by her. They will believe her, not me. Double standards, you know? Yeah. And to be honest, there's no equality when you realize it between male and girls. They're really not. Like, literally,
girls always get the side of the story. I've noticed that during like altercations or whatever.
Like, literally, like you remember the whole Johnny Depp and Amber Heard stuff. You remember that? that was an exact scenario what happened to guys in real life. If that a girl, if they don't like you or don't get their way, they could pull the R card and say, he raped me, and ruin a guy's life without proof. Because it's her word over his. And worse yet, you got incels like Andrew Tate, like, I hate the guy. Like,
he has some good points, I can't lie. He's a little, like, I would say, what's the word? A little, like, overly, like, trying to make macho or whatever the hell, but he does have some good points in there.
He does have some good point, but he still is a bad guy. Like, bad people still can have some good points, but they're still bad, you know?
I think with his rape allegations, it was kind of like a Johnny Depp thing where, like, he got, like, accused for no reason because, like, people were, like, unhappy with him or whatever.
Well, Zane he did admit that he hit girls. Yeah, he admitted on video that he hit girls.
Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah, that one of the reason why. Heck, I don't like girls who admit that they hit guys either, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry. If a girl hit me again on purpose, I'm hit it back. Now, and they said
and then for some stupid reason you get in trouble.
I know. Speaking of that, PO98 is going by right now. The Silver Meteor.
Yeah, no, I know. It was a bit off topic.
But literally, like, a girl literally hit you and caused you to fight her, and then she played victim when she one who started it.
Uh-huh.
And here, Jane, it's up in the YouTuber Roma Army.
What?
Roma Army. You need to watch some of her videos.
What? Okay.
It will blow your mind on how much double standards there are. Like, literally. Woo! I can hear that horn. Woo! But literally, like, if you're a guy and your like girlfriend or like wife, or like if you have a girl over and they start hitting you, if you call 911, they would either arrest you or said that you better be lucky you did not attack her, you know? That's how double standard it is, you know? And people don't realize that, you know? Didn't you just have female who just treat guys like piggy banks and said, and literally, like, there are literally girls who literally rape guys out there. Like, I nearly became a victim a couple of times myself, you know? Like, literally. Like, you remember when I was telling you about my classmate?
Yeah.
She kept on harassing me. And the thing is, she got even more aggressive with it when I started dating my wife from the Philippines. And the thing is that last day of school, and what happened, the last day I before graduating from high school, she came up, running up right behind me and slapping me in the butt and ran off.
Yeah, imagine you did that, you'd probably be in jail.
Exactly. Double standard. I even reported her, and they did not did anything about it. You know?
Not to get like race or anything, but my sister had a case of that where another girl like touched her like that, and then she didn't get in trouble at all. That same girls, they get immunity from a lot of stuff that guys wouldn't get immunity from. Girls say that they have it harder in life. No, they don't. They have it way easier than males, you know? Yeah. And then when they want to literally say why females live longer than male, look at the facts. Reason why they live longer is because they don't do the dangerous jobs we have to do. Yeah, they complain about having a lower income, but guys on average have higher income jobs. And you want to know why? Because we're one doing the more dangerous job that pay more. Or also, some women are like stay-at-home moms, which lower the average. I know, and then here, if you're a stay-at-home dad, they call you a fanatic and all of that. Like, literally, people don't realize how awful it is if you're a male. Like,
if you try to open your feelings up, you get crapped on so much if you open your feelings up and so that you're weak.
Yeah.
And that's it messed up. And then the feminists say, overthrow the matriarchy. Like they did back in 1984. Like exactly in 1984 when they overthrown the matriarchy. They don't want equality. They just want to be more abusive toward guys and get away with a lot more, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, David.
Yeah.
And then the other reality is that feminists are getting pissed off because they're about to put a new bill in case we ever go to World War III or with another country.
And the I saw that the draft comes in, women can get drafted too.
Oh yeah, the feminists are not happy about that.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all sunshine and rainbows until reality sets in.
Like they don't want equality. They really don't. They just want to be more powerful than guys and to abuse us.
Are you serious, David?
Mm-hmm. Then you have American girls who complain to why American guys are dating foreigners. Well,
I appreciate your wife for not getting mad.
Heck,
I guarantee if I said this if you said that in front of like an American woman, she would have gotten mad.
and that was from the Philippines. You already know that.
We understand. Well, I don't know if they're more discriminated against there or whatever.
But here, Jane, reason why Asian girls and foreign girls are more they act better. They don't act snotty.
They don't act shitty.
They don't act entitled. They dress more appropriate instead of girls who just
Show skin.
act like not so skin, but act like girls who are like drug addicts or just act all dirty and all that.
Yep.
Like literally 2 weeks ago, I had a creepy girl literally staring at me in Baskin Robbins of all places while me and my wife were getting ice cream.
Hey, you even want me to get
What?
the hell out of me?
Yeah, like I just got creeped out because this girl was doing everything, and I was just saying, I just want to get out of here. I just feel uncomfortable,
Oh yeah. You want me to vouch you?
Yeah, Val can vouch right here.
Yeah, because when I get an ice cream cake that I'm supposed to get for his birthday, I want to cut those suckers on, but they might sue me for harassment and for voyeurism when they're the ones wearing some
Like this girl was wearing a thong and trying to show me her butt, and I said, I kept on looking the other way.
That's the reason why, these two girls came in before these two lesbian ladies. And like the lesbian ladies, I'm like, what the hell? Can I
Yeah, because your aunt is lesbian.
And also they're saying like, what the fuck are these brats are doing? Sorry for the term.
Like literally, and this girl would give me like, I want to assault you look. Like the R assault,
Like, I could tell that the other girl was looking at him. They thought I wasn't paying attention, and David didn't know. David didn't pay attention to say he does overthink. And David look, you kind of Val, he said in your brain you said, Val, can we get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, because I did not feel safe. I did not feel comfortable.
And look, this is what you feel. This is what you're at. Val, get the fuck out of here, please.
Like, to be honest,
trying to push me to get the hell out of the Baskin Robbins and go to Total Wine, but it said no, don't do it. So let's go to the other side of the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Gore, what I'll be honest, the only reason I felt it way was because of what happened to me back in high school.
And also, I found these two girls kind of embarrassing because they don't know how to dress well. And they thought they're at home. Well, you can get naked around your room. And you can be on the bikini at home or in the room, but not in the public place of all the damn places.
I don't understand how they don't get in trouble for public
indecency.
Indecency, honey.
Like, let's be honest. Like,
okay, Bradley, can I ask you a question?
Did not bright right the Gord.
Come on, Gord. Let me ask you a question. Gord, hold up, Gord.
Yes.
How would you feel if your girlfriend or your wife or whoever your better half did wear a thong, and then the other opposite sex would just look at your girlfriend's butt and be like, or the girl would kind of
I wouldn't let her wear that in the first place.
To be honest,
I don't understand how people will allow that.
I know. And then when you try to say I don't feel comfortable with it, they said you're sexist, misogynist, But here's the thing: do you know what the male word for misogynist is when you call a girl out? Misandrous.
Yeah, misandrous.
Misandrous is the male version of when a girl being sexist to a guy. You call it misandrous, You never knew that, didn't you?
I did not.
Val was one who pointed all of it out to me. I never knew all of it until she pointed out. So my wife was one who pointed everything out to me and told me everything,
And also, David, I tried to tell you that someone looking at you creepily with these two girls.
I know.
Behind you. I don't want to call her out, but I let her F up.
I know, but
I
need to go talk to my family.
Remember that, David?
All right. Did 10 more minutes? Is that fine?
You can.
Sure.
But I'll be honest, this stuff did creep me out, literally.
You cry to me, David.
You wanna get back to trains for the last?
Because it's a.
Half the street hasn't even been trained.
It technically it was the last 20 minutes. It did that.
It's just a bullshit session. You need to make a fourth stream of just talking.
I know, but the only reason I'm just saying it now because this stuff does creep me out. Because let's be honest, I don't like it when girls stare at me, even though I'm married.
They thought girls were victims. The guys are.
What are you doing?
Literally,
the guys are. Jesus.
And in my experience with being in high school back in the day and having girls that creep around me and trying to get to me, it did give me goosebumps.
Yeah, I know David's going to try after me.
I literally forgot about this freshman year. I had that kind of situation. This girl's following me around and calling me her boyfriend. And I did not want to be with her.
I know, and seeing into that they never talk about it in society. They never do.
But if I was going around calling her names and stuff all that, I would have gotten a lot of trouble.
I know, but when she say that, she don't.
Yeah.
That happened to me. I never got in trouble, but it happened to me with girls trying to do that to me.
Yikes.
Heck, even my teacher sided with the predator.
What? David, you gotta
Are you
kidding me, David?
No, I'm serious.
Miss Noodle?
Mm-hmm. Lord, my teacher sided with the predator and her mom.
What the fuck?
That's a creepy, and I got lucky my wife was not ruined because of them too,
What?
Yeah.
I made it out of high school unscathed, But I made sure that Val was not the one who would treat me like property. I don't treat her like property because I don't say, that shit. I prefer equality, If you're going to be treated with respect or treat a girl like the way you would treat a guy, treat them like a guy too.
Treat like human beings.
Exactly. Am I right?
Yep. Poor David.
But yeah. It did something that I just scared of. But I can send you the link to that YouTuber I'm talking about.
Excuse me.
And to be honest, I want you to watch some of her videos. Her name is Roma Army, and she runs the biggest male activist group in the world.
Yep. Roma Army is also a domestic violence survivor.
Yep, that too. But trust me, she called out Becky's and all of that, But let's get back to Brightline, I am.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that.
Oh, the airlines are freaking out. You already know they are, Literally, the airline, they're freaking out because their days are numbered, I get...
Brightline between Orlando and Miami, it's not fast enough to compete. It's viable to compete, but it's not like an easy...
Ironically, we have times up, did time texts up with their test from a friend who working for Brightline. He literally tested the train from Miami to Orlando, one that they are already testing with track speeds and everything. He said that team will get there in less than 3 hours, like below 3 hours, about 2 hours and 50 minutes. And he said that way faster than the airline because it normally takes them 3 hours when you count the 2 hours of waiting at the airport.
Well, yeah, that's also including driving to the airport early because obviously everyone wants to get there early.
I know, but when you factor everything in technically, Brightline is actually faster than a plane. When you
I would say like just a I don't know if beginner level traveler is the right word, but if you're not used to flying and like don't know all like the tricks and stuff at the airport, yeah, the Brightline definitely get it quicker.
And flight, you got
again, on the other hand, people who are super loyal to the airlines have mileage like plus whatever the hell is going to take the airline. Because one bonus and two, they have probably TSA pre-check or something and get to the airport pretty quickly.
I know, but here, the airlines are going to try to pull dirty trick to keep people on their side, but, it eventually going to fall apart for them. It's only a matter of time, Because the airline know what happened in Europe and Asia is going to happen here in the U.S.
Okay, for example, California High-Speed Rail is state-run. They could make a law and that bans flights from LA to San Francisco and you have to take the train, which is sort of taking away an option, but like it's not like horrible. Like they did that in France. Any airplane ride under like 2 hours they banned.
I know, and Jane, is it that they did that Miami to Orlando, that actually going to happen too because of how long it take by plane, Mm-hmm. So if what happened in Europe happened in Florida, we're going to see a ripple effect across the country, and a good one, and the airlines won't be able to handle it, Let's be honest, the airlines are about to deal with their worst nightmare, And then let's not forget what happened on United back almost a decade ago with that one passenger who was beaten the crap out of and kicked off a plane for no reason.
Oh, that was a decade ago, but yeah, I remember you talking about it was the doctor.
Yeah, and to be honest, not Alan Fitzer, Demetria did a video about it. And he would write about it, like he literally did a video explaining all this stuff, and it was a big eye-opener, Mm-hmm. But, yeah. Whew. It's just crazy when you just think about everything. You know what I mean, Gord?
Yeah.
But, yeah. Oh, speaking of that, you're going to laugh at the feminists are thinking trains are sexist.
Of course.
I did laugh my ass off because the feminists, like, I supported the woman rights back in the day. If the woman rights back in the day, back when they were trying to get the right to vote and equal right, if they seen all this, they would have been disgusted. Because didn't not equality and didn't not, woman rights or feminism.
It isn't what they fought for.
No. Like, they fought for equal pay, equal workplace benefit, equal rights, right to vote, and they got it. But the feminists, they don't care about that,
No.
They say that males are blamed for everything, No, we're not. Like, literally, it's disgusting realizing that they are saying the males are blamed for everything. No, we're not to blame for everything. But it's just awful, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's not go down that rabbit hole again because that does trigger my trauma too because of what happened back in high school. You already know I talked to you about it a couple of minutes ago before. But I am looking forward to Brightline, and then they're talking about rail from Atlanta to Charlotte, so hopefully that happens in my lifetime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're talking about trying to build a high-speed rail line from Atlanta to Savannah. Let me be honest. If they do the Atlantis to Savannah, that will kill off the airline business in that area. Because that could be done with high-speed rail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like literally, a lot of the closed cities that are 5 to 6 hour drives could be done with high-speed rail even faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I need to go.
All right, so talk to you later, Brightline. Not Brightline, but Gord.
Right.
Later, bud.
Nope.
All right, that was Gord for you. Let's see if Brightline is still on, because if he is, then hopefully. But stuff I said is true because I literally got harassed by girls before. Actually, the man from Tokyo might be on. But yeah. Let's see if he on. Yes? Yeah, I got internet. Uh-oh. But if that Velvet internet problem, but look like we are not able to get him on. So, yeah. I guess we're going to call it right here. Now, I hope y'all enjoyed the live stream. I hope everybody had a great weekend. And I hope everybody enjoyed the live stream. Please like and subscribe. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. And have a night.